Howdy, folks. Welcome to Mosaic Team 5, our original Starfinder campaign. I am Joe Treff, your GM this evening, and many evenings, although hardly even most, and especially not this week. I am joined by my friends Matt, Dan, Kara, Olive, and Ari. We are going to be playing Starfinder tonight, but before we do, a couple of quick announcements. Is this better for you, Dan?
It's very dancey.
There you go.
I like
Okay.
it.
Dan requests dance music to start off each session.
Can't spell Dan without dance.
That's true, technically.
Damn,
What?
I never thought
No,
of that.
It's
that's
the other way around.
You can't spell
Wow.
dance
Spell
without
dance
Dan.
without Dan.
Otherwise, you just got see. Your support makes all this possible. Thank you so much for supporting us in the games that we play, both by subscribing here on Twitch and on YouTube. We also have a Patreon with some behind-the-scenes content as well. We are Albron RPG on all of those. We have a YouTube, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. All of those are at Albron. Olive manages many of those, and so you see lots of cool. I don't even know how to describe them. They're like video
Pictures.
picture. Yeah, what do you call them?
Animated pictures.
Animated media.
They're
Animated
cool.
advertisements.
You can see what I'm talking about not very well
Advertisement.
at Albron RPG on Instagram. Tomorrow, you can join our D&D crew at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when the Wandering Hearts make their way through the Starburn pastures, and surely nothing wrong is going to happen.
Just like nothing wrong is going to happen tonight.
No, Ori's just gazing back into a cart where somebody is gazing back at him.
Fine.
Saturday, we are going to be playing Ace of Roses Season 2 with Olive as the GM. If you didn't catch it, it's on YouTube right now, Season 1. It's a love story. And you can see that. Is this going to be live or are we pre-recording it?
We can do it live.
It's going to be live on Saturday. So you can join us Saturday at noon it's noon?
4 p.m.
4
It's late.
p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
As all that man should
Yeah,
be.
exactly. Come and join us for some romance. 4 p.m. on Saturday. Sunday, we are playing Session 3 of Fallout Blackheart of Texas, as a group of adventurers has been summoned by the Ghoul Baron to Rose's Cantina. Or sorry, that was a long time ago. I kept my first intro sentence there. The Ghoul Baron's gang has now will have to collect some rewards from the settlement that they have rescued from a raider raid, and will then make their way east to Austin to find Vault 40. After that, not live, but we will be recording Session 0 of the second part of Iron and Thorns, a cipher system anthology created and helmed by Kara. This is going to be set in upstate New York, and is certainly doesn't have anybody who is trying to get to the city. We are all
No, you are leaving the city.
we follow directions.
Escape from New
well.
York.
We're playing Escape from New York. No, we are not. It is Iron and Thorns. You can see the first one over on YouTube right now at Albron RPG, and then Session 0 will be on Patreon. We have Monument Studios in addition to Sirenscape to thank for the sound tonight, and that is all the announcements that I have for this week. It is time for this week's session of Mosaic Team 5. All right, Kara, over to you for the recap.
Mosaic Team 5, when last we played. We, undefeated and unbothered, swept through the pirate asteroid hideout like pros, looting, dodging traps, and in Gibbs' case, contemplating the deeper meaning of a pirate's last words, I liked fried rice. Amidst the spoils, Shade found the real jackpot, an experimental morph cover thing that we could just stick on to the director.
It was a crystalline structure, insubstantial from an ethereal plane.
The kind of tech that could give us a real edge in the drift. But no time to celebrate. Mars was calling. As soon as we hit Mars space, we were hit up by the USR Lagos, wanting to board. But bureaucracy was on our side for once, as the letter of marque shut the brass down fast. In return, the crew got a tip. Something shady was happening at the Ares compound. Stolen inventory, missing soldiers, and a job offer with terrorism on the label. Gibbs, commiserating with the commander about terrorism, a suitable negotiator for the task, bought us a day to debate the offers. It's a job. We might want to do it. I don't know. Touching down at Bobby Lee Spaceport, the team tried to slip through customs unnoticed, but no such luck. Echo locked eyes with a kid with a bad attitude, but that was a big mistake. Before it could escalate, salvation arrived in the form of a Grey named Kortorb, a psychic with a unique approach to fortune-telling.
I would argue it's not unique. I'm sure there are people who have had that as a gimmick before. But
I mean, it's a whole race. It's gotta be. It's built into the race.
He had connections, charm, and a ride so slick it belonged in a hollow film. Then came ice cream, where we learned about liquor store rivalries and a deep dive into Mars' criminal underworld. And then we brought it right back up to the butt, where we talked about how Kortorb could maybe tell some people's futures or just teach us a little bit about rectal probing. But Kortorb did have the real intel about the Ares job. It wasn't just some missing equipment. A nuke had vanished from Silo 3, deep in the heart of the Ares compound. Someone was playing for high stakes, and we had no idea who could be behind it. As we took our time digesting that particular bombshell, right up until the ride rolled into Biomancer territory, it was time to pay the toll. Gibbs gassed out a distraction, and Spice tried to talk her way out of combat. And it worked for a little bit, placating the gangster's personality and kind of fluffing his ego until she decided to turn that strategy on its head. Insulting a gang leader's manhood? That's how you get yourself in real trouble. And just like that, the job got a whole lot messier.
Pew pew!
phenomenal job. That was fantastic. So all of you, in the middle of this messy job, and I'll bring up our combat camera. You can see it a little bit here, but you can see it in even greater detail at Alberon RPG. You all now find yourself in this underpass on the way to Curie Avenue, a road within T-Town that all of your new accommodations are set to be. And as you had kind of gone down here, there are these tires that have been strewn across, these makeshift barriers that are armed by this plethora of individuals who you suspected may be members of the Biomancers of Horus. Shade, you got out of your vehicle, this heavily armored, bulletproof, explosion-proof, almost military-grade device, and put your very soft body in front of all of these enemies.
Still behind the door.
Are you?
Yes, I didn't move.
As you had this conversation, a little bit tense, you let this person know that you were going to make your way in, regardless of what they said, and that is where this turned into an initiative roll. With the entirety of this gang on the other side of these barriers, an armored personal carrier, the heavy laser now pointed and spinning up, everybody can go ahead and roll for initiative.
Could I borrow Spice's feet
What?
for comedic timing?
Oh, those kinds
Be
of
like,
feet.
she was just kidding.
Those kinds of feet.
Yeah, and Joe already gave us like a double.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, this-
and
this
I
is
rolled
like-
a 19 twice. I don't know if you guys heard
Yeah,
that.
and
Yeah.
you doubled down.
Yeah, yeah.
Give me just 1 second to roll my own initiatives here.
Oh, give me just 1 second to find the stat list for our
Guys,
car.
in a rare turn of events, I might be going first.
Oh.
Did you get a nat 20?
No, but I got real high.
Nice. I got pretty good.
I also
So
got-
did anybody else get a natural 20?
Else?
No, I did not get one.
Okay, no, I know.
Damn.
Okay. Anybody 30 to 25?
29.
29 for Echo. Okay, 25 to 20.
Ooh, 20.
Okay,
26.
26 for Shade, 20 for Gibbs, and then 20 to 15.
19.
19, very nice. Okay. 19 for Bubbles, and then 15 to 10. Spice, where are you?
Spice is 13.
13 for Spice. Okay.
I'll trade you. I don't know what I want to do.
So the way that this... Ooh, let me turn that down just a wee tiny little
Good
bit.
morning.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Then
Does this
Just
car
a
have a
little bit.
sunroof?
This car does not have a sunroof. You would imagine part of it being hardened against radiation
13 couple.
is not having an excess of like holes and things like that. So the way that this works out, sorry, I just had to switch to people. We are beginning with this armored personal carrier, then Echo, then Shade, then the Biomancers, then Gibbs, then Bubbles, and then at the very end, Spice and Cinema Q.
armored personal carrier is not our car mapping.
It is that thing all the way at the end, yes. It rolled a natural 20.
Damn, that is very unfortunate.
That is very
Look at this
unfortunate.
mini. This guy looks so happy.
Where's
So, in this moment, you can see this tank, colored steel, like bright powder blue. This is fresh off an assembly line somewhere in the USR. You can see none of the USR heraldry has yet been added to it, but it is designed for combat. And the barrel spins up. And I would say they can't see Shade as the one talking, so they are probably going to take a shot against your vehicle. Do you have the stat block handy for your vehicle?
I just
Alrighty.
pulled it up.
Phenomenal. Does a 22 hit?
It misses.
There you go. So in this moment, there is a
Very narrow.
as it just spins and rolls out, and you see battery casings just ejected behind as the intensity of these lasers, each probably enough to scorch through the hull of your sort of SUV, but it misses, digging deep into the pavement along the right-hand side. For those of you still in the SUV, the windows seem to just tint even deeper in reaction to the bright lights of the lasers beyond, and you are truly immersed in this combat. But that is all that the APC can do on one turn. That brings us to you, Echo. Shade, you are on deck.
Do we have a size of the car?
You don't. It's just a little bit narrower than that.
Like
12 feet wide.
Like
Echo
this?
is in the car.
Yeah.
Is there like a good way to get out? Because I think we had said that. Nope. I think we had said that Echo was in the middle.
But Spice was on the side of you.
Oh, gotcha.
And you can move through an ally space.
Sweet.
Because Gibbs was in shotgun.
All right, we're gonna have Echo has the blades out. We said this. So Echo is going to slide out.
Okay. Right side or
and
left side?
Let's go with, let's go with the right side.
Okay.
And then Echo is going to attempt to stealthily run forward and just kind of like
No,
propel
car is
themselves over
not as
and
wide.
stab into the purple
The
thing.
purple guy?
Okay.
Would that be enough to get my stealth check or a trick attack, do you suppose?
I would say yes. However, keep in mind you're on one side of the barrier and they're on another, so
I
they're
have a climb
benefiting from.
speed.
That is true. So you're just going to climb straight up the barrier.
Yep.
Phenomenal. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Are these as short as they appear?
They are.
Okay.
All right, so it's 29 for the stealth check, which I'm assuming it is not a CR9 purple thing.
It is. Sorry. Say that one more time.
It's my trick attack, so a CR not 20 plus CR is
It is not
Yeah.
higher than 20. No.
oh wait 29.
Oh, sorry. 29 is the.
It's 20 plus the CR is the DC.
29 beats it, but it's not super far off.
I'm okay with it not being super far off as long as it beats it.
It'd be cool if it was a little far off.
25 to hit.
25 absolutely hits.
Yay!
So you rush up the tires, and this creature, you can see humanoid at one point, but now the skin, a different texture. You can see large eyes on its face. There are elements of like a human mouth, but many of the teeth have been replaced with things that are a little bit more rounded.
Hold on, I gotta get all my dice.
No worries.
This guy actually out.
No.
I'm ready for my hero jump and slash.
Ooh.
Some good numbies, some bad numbies. Alright, so we've got 10, 20, 32,
I wonder if these are
32.
40, 47. That's 54 points of capital S damage.
50
Sonic?
No, slash. I think.
slashing. Sonic is SO.
And then let's go ahead and put a 12 points of bleed on there. No, 13 because I'm 13 now.
Okay, 13 because you're 13. There you go. All right. A tremendous amount of damage, and you can see almost instantly as you rise up and you slash across, they cough, and there is blood that comes out of their mouth. They're looking pretty hurt. They're still up.
And that's what I do. I'm
And
probably
that's
like right on top of the guide by now.
All right.
Yeah.
They just can't balance you. There we go.
Sweet.
Echo, you like brace against their shoulder with one arm, and then you just slash across their chest with the other, but you remain up on that tire pile. That is your turn. That brings us to Shade.
Okay. 10, 30, 40. So I think I can get there with my normal move speed because I have my jump jets and my jet dash. That's 80 feet, I believe.
85 feet to that point. 80 feet
85.
next to it.
Okay, so right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is use my movement to get here. Nope. You know what? I'm gonna use my full action to dash
Okay.
to get over to here,
Oh my.
and then I'm gonna use
Okay.
my exocortex
Sure.
to attempt to. I don't see the pilot in
Correct.
there, right?
Correct.
But presumably there are some computers within that I can hack. To, I think I want to do an amplified glitch just on.
Okay. You can't see anything that's within, so
So it's one per target. I just want to target the tank,
Okay.
I guess. Plus 1.5 times the CR of the highest target.
okay.
And the DC is 15 plus that.
Yep.
So can I make a computer's check to do
You
that?
certainly can.
Okay. I think I'm gonna use my reroll.
Okay.
That's a little bit better for a 31.
A 31. With a 31, give me just 1 second. That is 15 plus the CR and a half. I've been trying to do it, but things just keep happening. up here.
CR, yeah, plus 1.5 the CR.
That is a failure. Damn. As you
Oh, wait.
try to
Oh yeah.
As you try to reach out with your exocortex, it does take you about 5 minutes, but you find no real connection to this. There is some kind of an alloy to the plating of this that is not like something that you've experienced before. There is some kind of maybe, I would say your engineering background lets you know that there is adamantine plating on this.
Cool.
Anything else, Shade?
That's it.
All right. You all see the laser fire just trace across behind you, and Shade rockets through the debris, lands on this craft. Echo flies across the battlefield on the right side, but that does bring us to the biomancers.
Ooh, oh, they are biomancers.
So,
That they could also possibly
it could be
We
all
saw the
kinds of
graffiti
things.
though.
And
That implied that they.
be. Yeah, they saw the auras, yeah. They could be faking it, though.
It could be.
These are not the Amish androids, right?
No.
No.
That's
No.
the Edict of
Amish.
Junk.
Yeah, those are Edict of Junk.
So who?
Those are
Those
So
are dope names.
Biomancers.
Oh, these are not good. I mean, they're good. They're just fruity, you know.
she
It's like if you like raspberries, you like them, but I don't like them, so.
puts them in her mouth and
Shade,
puts
I don't
three
like
of them
raspberries.
turn to kind of go and address you as you fly over top. The rest seem to kind of like consolidate their positioning. There.
Oh, can we say just for the dash, I went up the highest I could before going down
Yeah, that
to
makes
use
sense.
all of the
And
movements.
Yeah, and I
Just
kind of
for
assume that
coolness.
just so that you well,
Abuse
also
the
that way you're not,
hypotenuse.
that way you're
also,
not like
yeah.
getting attacks of opportunity.
Right. Yeah.
I would like to get the full attacks of opportunity.
Technically, I could
please.
go. I can go 240 feet now if I
Oh,
dash.
hey.
Not quite as
Still
fast,
fasting.
but
All right, it's not a competition.
It's my one thing!
Flash,
couple
Superman.
No, a
one
couple of
thing.
things are happening
It's
here.
like Sonic and
First,
Knuckles.
Spice, right around you, the person that was talking to Shade rushes forwards, and you can see their ribs split open, and these 4 spider-like legs just propel them even faster along. And as they do, some of these come out, and they rush for you. You're going to be taking melee attacks from 2 of them.
Okay.
For one of them, it is going to be a 31 to hit,
Hits.
and the other one's going to be a 21 against your KAC.
Miss.
All right. Second here. One thing about Starfinder is there's a lot of dice diversity in the weapon types here. All right. You are
wanna roll just
taking
one type of dice?
12 points of slashing and electric damage as this slashes across, and you can feel there is some kind of an organ that pulses bioelectricity through you, and you just kind of jolt for just a moment. The 21 was a miss, correct?
21's a miss.
There you
Yep.
go. So you duck out of the range of the other one. That is all that they can do when they move. Echo, the person that you stab, they cough out some blood, and then you can see it is like their back almost splits and their head kind of folds down forwards, and you see a scorpion tail just spring from their spine out and towards you. That is going to be a natural 20.
That is not right.
That is certainly going to hit.
Why is there a tail in your head? Oh god.
Fortunately, that is only going to be 16 points of slashing and electrical damage.
Thank god.
However, oh, that is all. There's no critical effect on that. Phenomenal for you.
Have we rested since the pirate asteroid?
Have you rested since the
Yeah,
pirate
because
asteroid?
this was another day.
So this tail comes out, lashes into you, stabs you straight into the shoulder. You are able to almost dodge out of the way, but that is all that they can do. Now over here in the distance, there are 3 of them that are facing you, Echo, and all of them are going to pull out these weapons.
Bring
Sorry?
Bring it!
Yeah. These weapons, as they bring them out, you can see they seem to be a little bit like unwieldy. But the 2 who are near these tires kind of focus them onto the piles of tires, and they seem to almost like adhere.
I don't like
And they
that.
become much more sturdy. Echo, from the one who can't do that, you are only taking a single attack from the Persuader. That is a natural 20.
Why?
For that natural 20,
Get rid of that die.
you are taking... I've been using 3 different dice.
Damn!
And that's real good damage, too.
Damn!
So that was 6, 12... Sorry. 10, 15, 30. That is going to be 38 points of electric and fire damage.
Just like all of that.
As they point this device at you, and at first it looks almost like an umbrella. You can see these little arms that are kind of folded in pointing towards them, but as they pull the trigger, all of these umbrella-like kind of tendrils of metal fire out, and they just eject plasma like a cloud towards you. But that is the critical hit on that one. Now the two that get to stabilize their attack,
Yeah.
they're each going to get a pair of shots against you.
Uh-huh.
For the first one, the low attack is going to be a 21 against your EAC.
Nope.
The higher of the first one is going to be a 36 against your KAC.
You had to ask.
That is going to be 11, 12, 13... 21 points of electric and fire damage.
Ow.
And then from this final individual, who looks a whole lot like Chad Attitude over there, that is going to be a 22 against your EAC.
No.
And then a...
Is that just a coincidence?
Yeah, it's the same mini, that's all. 39 against your KAC.
Yeah.
And with that, as this final bolt of electrified fire just rolls through you, that is going to be 21 additional points of electric and fire damage.
No.
Damn.
Thank you.
But all of you can hear just this chorus of las fire as it just rips into Echo, as Echo like climbs up and stabs into this person. They see you as a true threat. You've almost disemboweled this guy in front of them. Behind that, there are 3 more that turn and kind of track Shade. And Shade, as you're flying across, each of them is going to take an attack against you. Having to turn like that, they can't settle. And so you are only taking 3 shots. Cool. Ooh, that's good. The low one is a 27.
Yeah, they're all gonna hit.
There you go. So, as
wait. 1
27
second, I have
EAC.
to check one thing. Because I have a block. It's the thing with my weapon because I think I get a +2, but I didn't attack, so I don't think I have it.
You don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
So no worries. 3 of those are going to hit from the first. That's almost max damage. You are taking 13, 22, 23. You are taking 23 points of electric and fire damage from the second one.
We have fire resistance now, right? Didn't we?
Yeah, we all have resistance like 5 for everything.
Yeah.
I believe.
What?
What?
How? What?
Or at least I do. I think I've got an item though. I think everyone got.
The synth sleeves, but you have
You
to like
used that a
yeah,
long time
yeah.
ago. I
Yeah.
believe that's gone. From the second one, you are only taking 14 points of electric and fire damage. And from the third, you are taking a middling 19 points of electric and fire damage. But 2 groups split off in almost squad-like precision and just trace different targets that seem to be threats. For you, Gibbs and Bubbles, you watch as your allies are just swarmed on the outside. But that is all the Biomancers, and that does bring us to Gibbs. Bubbles, you are on deck.
Yep.
Lifelink with. Are you bleeding by the way?
I am just bleeding.
Lifelink with Echo for 13. Do you need 13?
I need 5.
Then I can only do HP, so I take 5, you heal 5. Cool. That's a free action. Movement, I slide over to the vroom vroom seat to take Shade's position.
Phenomenal.
I'm going to pedal to the metal. I want to do a donut.
Oh.
And then
oh my god, I love this.
I don't know what's the movement on this car.
It's in the Discord. It's 35 feet normally.
So I have enough for a donut
but
first.
it's
I love where this is going.
Is the donut important to
Do you have
the
enough for a croissant?
yeah. I think
So
it's
what
35,
I rule
yeah.
cool fishtail out of here.
So one thing that I will say
Yeah.
is Spice is 10 feet in front of you.
It does have autopilot.
Don't care. I'm driving.
So to drive like in a relatively simple straight line, you can do that like as part of your movement using the vehicle's movement speed.
Right.
To do what you're describing is not a rule of cool. It's an action piloting check.
Can I want to, because the whole reason I want to do a donut is so I could swerve around and like S-curve through the obstacle course.
That sounds like a piloting check.
Sounds like
Are you gonna run
and
them over,
I'm gonna hit a
right?
guy on my way too, so I was assuming this
For
would be
sure.
an action.
So yeah, for sure. That's
That's
an
like
action.
your driving test, and these.
So
are cool.
there's 2 things that are happening here.
Yeah.
The first is that you're going to make a piloting check.
Cool.
To accomplish this, there's a DC to succeed. There's a DC to succeed and to succeed with style, which is what you're trying to do.
Shit.
And then there's a DC that's much lower than both of those, and that's where things get real wonky.
I would like to say for the record, Bubs is buckled in twice.
You do not want to roll a natural one with Spice directly in front of you.
My own seatbelt.
Ask Mika what that's like.
Yeah, but life is. Gibbs is a good pilot. Gibbs has learned a lot from her
No
friends.
Gibbs keyboard here.
Okay. 19 plus
that's good.
14
Absolutely.
is 26.
So Gibbs, you slide over into the seat.
33.
23.
And as you do, Bubbles, you're like, oh no, and you buckle up twice. You take the middle belt, you buckle that across. But Gibbs, you can see Gibbs yanks this lever and the seat slides forwards farther than it should even really theoretically be able to go. Gibbs, for the first time ever, you can reach the pedals.
Ooh.
And that makes all the difference. You slam this thing into drive. There is a screech and you peel out and around. That is absolutely high enough to hit this individual. They do get a, we're going to give them a reflex save against it. Okay.
And we're Grand Theft Gibbsing now.
And that is going to be a failure. So, you will see there is on the stat block something that is called attack collision.
Yes.
I don't
Could
have
you
a stat block.
please roll?
It is
It is a lot.
9d10.
Could you please roll
I'm
9d10?
gonna do
Yeah.
Bludgeoning damage.
There's
That
a
might be the most
DC.
game
I
attached
rolled
to it.
off of
That
it,
was the
yes.
one? Okay.
And they rolled a 9, which is not high enough.
Cool.
What is that?
56.
56 points of damage. So,
Okay.
Spice, as this individual, these spider legs burst out of its chest, you see it becomes almost like for a brief second the Spider-Man symbol because the headlights just ignite it from behind and then right into it. It slams over. You see for just a second Gibbs like waving as she just
No,
peels
I
right
saw
underneath and then goes straight around. And then where are you ending the car?
So, Tushy
You
2,
are
so like
here,
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You know, we're kind of ending like here.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So we're giving a little bit cover and our friends, does this guy get pushed at all? Where does he go?
So he's prone. He is
Bludgeoning,
prone.
he's
you
under-
could put him right
under the
there.
car.
He is in
under the
bad
car?
shape almost instantly. No, he's not under the car. You hit him square in the chest with the SUV. The headlights are hitting him like right in the solar plexus. You hear like a sickening crack. His face slams into the hood of the car before you continue moving on.
He does have
And they are
spider
just
legs everywhere.
tossed off to the side. There are parts of him that like come off for sure. You yard sale all of his belongings. You see
Nice.
like his cred stick just go across the street.
Yoink.
But absolutely, Gibbs, not only are you giving a little bit of cover to Spice, Spice has 3/4 cover from that position.
Nice.
Absolutely. Anything else, Gibbs?
Gibbs is just gonna put her arm on the side of the car and wink through the darkened windshield at this guy who can't see her.
Okay, no problem. You know what? There's just a tiny little crack through the windshield, and through that crack, right before it self-mends, they can see you wink, and it is really cool.
Nice.
But that is your turn, Gibbs. That brings us
Intimidation.
to Bubbles.
Bubs,
Spice, you're on deck.
he's gonna like go for the buckle, but then he's gonna say, "Where we're going, we don't need buckling," and he's going to jump into the passenger seat next to Gibbs, and he's gonna reach over and he's going to hit the smoke screen button on the car.
Okay, phenomenal.
Yes.
Do we have that?
Yes, you do. So you go ahead and you hit the smoke screen button. There are deployment
radius on
so there's deployment options for either side and the rear. So which one are you hitting?
I think I want it right here.
So either side or the rear. You for some reason they didn't put a smoke launcher on the front of the vehicle. Probably because, you want to be able to see.
Probably I'm guessing. Is it the front, like right, like where is it on the rear? Is it the
So
front
you
rear?
can see a
or is
little
this
like
rear?
indicator and it would show you this would be the side. This would be the other side.
Okay, yeah, this side then. Perfect.
Okay, no problem. So when you do that, absolutely, it kind of out over there. The individual who got hit by the car, now the smoke just rolls over top of them. It rolls over top the other one that is behind you. And for you, Spice, there is just like smoke that just jettisons straight by you. But where you stand, relatively clear. You imagine they can't really see you, and you can just kind of make out them.
Okay.
Anything else, Bubbles?
Bubs is gonna get out of the car,
Okay, you get out of the car.
and I will just go here.
Do you slide across
I was
the
gonna say
front?
runs around.
Yeah,
Nice.
I do a Dukes of Hazzard, and I go across the front.
Phenomenal.
Mesra and Hisoka are in the car.
Mezra's back at the space
Yeah.
station.
Oh, still?
I thought
Presumably
Hisoka-
you left Hisoka
Yeah, we
on the
definitely
ship.
left Hisoka.
We bail on him.
Yeah.
And Bubs will go up to this giant guy,
Okay.
and he'll
Spice
go,
handed him to the floor.
"Come on, big boy, it's you and me, mano a mano, man versus whatever you are."
Okay. You say that, Bubbles. You look up at this individual. They look down at you, and you can see they are relatively like human looking, but there is like beast like fur coming off parts of them. There are places where you can see an insectoid like chitin that is sort of outside of them. There's something. But that is your turn, Bubbles?
Yeah.
All right, that brings us to Spice.
I think Spice just watches Bubbles do this awesome maneuver and it's just gleaming with pride and just like, oh my god, that was so sick! But then snaps to, she's like, alright, let's go. There's a lot of things that are gonna happen here. So first things first, she's going to, as the car spins around, she's like, oh, Gibbs is gonna run these people over. So she directs her attention straight in front of her, actually.
Okay.
And at 120-foot line, she claps her hands together and starts whispering ominously. And then it turns into a shout.
Do you
And
have to
she
roll
says-
for your psychosis?
I do!
Yeah,
Thank you!
very nice, very nice. Thank you.
So she starts whispering, and then
Hey,
her
you
heart
trying to
rate
whisper
starts
something?
to go up. And then,
Movie
let's see.
And let the darkness.
Oh, I can take it from here.
I like that your weird head thing
clippy.
is clippy, yeah. It looks like you're
Right,
trying to write a
it's
resume. Not right now, Clippy!
Yeah,
Not a sponsor.
Clippy, no! Alright, I kind of, 10.
Oh, what a great
Oh,
familiar
21. Okay,
Clippy
here we
would
go.
be.
It looks like you're trying to
Oh,
thrust
no.
mines.
Wait, no. I'm rolled fine. I only have to be...
Oh
What am I
no!
doing?
Oh no!
No, that's hold person. Cast spell by items.
Oh boy.
The DC is equal 10 plus No, that's
We don't have the DC that she has to beat here.
I believe.
no 21. I have to beat a 21.
You have to
but
beat a 21.
That's what I
what's
thought.
It's a
what do
will
I add?
save.
Oh, well then
No?
yeah, I would beat it.
It's a will save at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will save 21. Yeah, then I definitely beat it.
There you
Oh,
go.
plus 9.
So as you begin to whisper for just a moment, you do get this little, as it kind of drips down over your eye, but easy enough, like bangs, you just back over your head, and you can do what you would like to do.
Okay, so she's like, oh, hey there, honey. Forgot you were there. Hold on, just 1 second.
It's so spacious up there. I didn't even know you were there.
yeah. Not a lot of thoughts. Doom's 120-foot line. I think I can get, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55.
But the tank is within 120 feet, yes.
85, 90, 95. Yeah,
Nice.
so I hit these 3 in a line.
Very good.
If I get them, they also make a save.
Very nice.
Doom 125 stand for fearsomely foresell the devastation. So she's like, you messed with the wrong new neighbors. And
Give me
then
just 1 second. I have to read one thing about that really quick.
Did I need to
I
see?
attempt a bluff or intimidate check.
Yes, you do. That absolutely will work, including on
The
the
tank man?
theoretical crew within the tank.
That might make my
Oh, nice. So
plans
18,
easier.
19, 20, 24 plus. So this is a lie. So bluff. 24 plus 19 is pretty high.
43.
43 against either.
The number to beat, I know what it's against. The number to beat is 27. So
Nice.
absolutely,
Very nice.
as you get up and you begin to shout, it is just whispers at first, but you link that into your Lashunta telepathy, and that begins to channel first into this first guy, then the guy behind him. The one that turns back to look at you, and Shade, you could hear like murmuring and then shouts from inside of the tank, as it certainly affects them as well.
Yay.
You foretell the doom of these individuals because Mosaic Team 5 is here.
Yep.
Anything else, Spice?
Yes. Okay, so they have to do one of the 4 actions.
Mhm.
I'm sure you are familiar with them at this point. Move action. She's going to, out of the corner of her eye as she's whispering, she locks eyes with this giant Isoki bear? Question mark? Not sure
It's
what that
not
is.
actually a bear, but it's supposed to be a
He's a furry worry
big.
guy.
Okay.
He's a biomancer. He's
This
like a
biomancer,
tech
and
man's.
I'm going to choose move action, not in the face, and they make a will save.
Okay, so you turn around, you look at them, Bubbles is telling them, like, it's just you and me, and then you turn around and you shout, not in the face, will save?
Yep.
That's almost certainly a failure. 10.
Yep, nope,
Yeah.
that you don't make it. So it's a -4 penalty to all attacks made against me until the end of my turn.
All right, very nice. And that's just to the larger one?
Yeah, it's one
Okay.
enemy.
Phenomenal. So that is your turn, Spice.
And then Cinema Q, I apologize.
Oh, no
also
worries.
has to go. Okay.
And my exocortex. No.
And my exocortex. Okay, so Cinema Q is like, Mom's in danger. Arc strikes.
Okay.
So you see its little like shadowy arms start to spark with electricity, and it also claps, and it's going to clap in the face of this bear man.
That's a reflex save?
It is a reflex save. Yep.
This is where all my
This
bad
one is
rolls are.
lower.
Doesn't really matter because that's going to be a 17.
Oh, pizza beats!
Okay, there
we go.
Shrugs it right off.
Yeah, it is. Wait, let's
Or
see.
just sink and suck.
I think it's sink and suck.
Yeah, no.
No.
It's I can't.
No worries. You try, but it can't quite penetrate the fur of this creature. It seems to be able to almost shrug it off. Anything else, Spice?
That's all my turns.
Okay, but very effective as you strike fear into the
was
heart of this line of
Very
people.
nice.
That is your turn, Spice. That brings us to the top of the round and to the APC.
Kara wrote biomunchers and it made me laugh.
So, I don't know why, but that made me laugh pretty bad too. The APC, stricken by fear and having to fight defensively or flee, are going to choose to fight defensively. I think in this moment what that means, though, is the Shade.
Mm-hmm.
At the sort of top of this, there is like a hatch, very much like the one that you see, and you see the lever that previously flushed against the door suddenly pop out and turn, and then the hatch is thrown open, and wide-eyed you see a human. They pop up with a pig's nose, but human otherwise, and you can see they have like tears in their eyes, and you just see whites around tiny little pinpoints of black. They are terrified. They are horrified and have to fight defensively, and because they cannot turn the turret at you, they instead pull out this huge gun, a persuader, and unable to mount it as they had to open this, are going to take a single shot against you.
Against me.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That is a ranged weapon.
That is a ranged weapon.
I'm going to make an attack of opportunity on this
There
motherfucker.
you go. Make your attack of opportunity. This will be a 32 to hit.
Okay, so that does hit me. Unless I can do something with it if I hit.
That's true. Otherwise, you will be taking 21 points of electric and fire.
No, I'm going to be taking 21 points of electric and lightning damage because that's definitely a miss.
All right. You take the attack of opportunity, but they are horrified, and the attack takes you a little bit off guard as well as they pop out of the ground.
Cool.
That is all that they are going to do on their turn. That was 21 points. That is all that they can do on their turn, is they're fighting defensively. And this individual, now very much soft and open and shade, you can see down and into the cockpit. There is no other crew members. There is space enough for other people there, but it is just them, and there are computers and things like that with them. You can visually see them now.
Cool.
That is the APC. That brings us to Echo Shade. You are on deck.
Okay. Echo's gonna risk it for a biscuit.
Okay.
And thematically leap off and crunch off the sky skull. And rush forward while strobing their eyes for a computer's check to that guy with the frightened ring. Yeah.
Okay. So as you do pull away, they are going to use their reaction to use instinct. And in that moment, as you turn and move away, they snarl. And as they do, they kind of withdraw into this pile. And you can see the wound begin to kind of stitch itself back together. It is not terribly effective, but it's better than nothing. That is their reaction.
Fun. I'm gonna go with my computer's check with the stroby eyes for distractions.
Okay.
34.
34 absolutely succeeds. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Right, and that is a 29 to hit.
29 absolutely hits.
Yay! Rolling all the dice again. Rolling all the dice again. Okay. I'm sorry, I know it's slow, but it's so satisfying.
No,
and
it's
it doesn't
good.
happen
it's okay.
very
I just don't want to do
often.
math, man.
I just can't find the right number of dice most of the time.
Yeah.
20,
I have so many dice I would rather do this
30,
with physical dice, but
39,
Oh, pop him, pop him up, pop him up, pop him.
57
Damn.
points of slash.
57 points of slashing damage. That is too really.
And he's gonna be flat-footed.
and frightened.
And bleeding?
No, just flat-footed.
Okay,
I have
just
to choose
flat-footed.
fleeting or flat-foot.
Okay, so you slash across this person, just exploding across the street in a burst of speed. It catches both the person that you are leaving and the person that you are arriving near in time. For them, they were just told psychically that their doom was approaching, and then the blue eyes appear, and then they are right in their face. They shriek as you slash into them, and they are knocked back on their feet. They are flat-footed. Anything else, Echo?
That is everything.
All right. You are now up leading the charge against the Biomancers of Horus. That is your turn. That brings us to Shade and then the Biomancers.
Cool. So, two things.
Sure.
One, I'm going to use my exocortex to wirelessly hack and begin the process of taking over the tank.
Okay. So go ahead and make a computer's check.
That's going to be pretty good. That's a 40 flat.
That is a meets and beats.
Nice.
You barely get past the electrified surface.
Cool.
and you can now see the line of defenses that is in front of you. There is a firewall, and you get the sense that the firewall, relatively similar to the sort of barrier that you overcame to bypass that first security measure, past that firewall, there is what seems to be some kind of a countermeasure triggered to the treads of this, and that's really unusual. You've never seen a countermeasure like that before. With that check, I would say you know that it links into the drive system, and so some kind of movement-based avoidance, perhaps a lockout. And then there are several nodes beyond. This is a complex mechanism, and you get the sense that it has some automated firing features. It likely has quite a few. This is a sophisticated machine.
Cool.
That is your exocortex.
Yes.
For driving a tank in the city, is it going to be hard to find parking?
Yeah, you bet.
Oh my god.
Cool. Then I'm gonna use my shocking overload on this guy's weapon.
Okay.
So they have to make a reflex saving throw, I believe.
That's not great. 1 second. With a reflex save, as you reach out to shock them, that is going to be... Actually, that's not bad. That is a 22.
22, let's see, is half my mechanic level, which is 6, right? Are we 6 now? Half,
Yeah.
13.
Half rounded down.
56.
Okay, so 6 plus... Damn, I think that... Yeah, that's a 21 it needs to beat, so it is a success.
Fantastic.
So
You grab this persuader, you jolt electricity through it, and in that moment, it ceases to function.
I don't. Let me just double check. I don't think it gets any of the damage.
I think it just doesn't work.
It's not an android, drone, robot, or other creature with the technological subtype, right?
Correct.
Okay. Then yeah.
Just moving.
Okay, no problem. Anything else, Shade?
That's it for me.
Okay. In this moment too, as like they are terrified, you have disabled their weapon. They are relatively defenseless. You can see like one hand plants on the side. They are getting ready to flee, but that is your turn. That brings us to the rest of the biomancers. All right, some things have changed.
Nice job.
What?
Okay.
Things have changed, and it was mostly as a
changed
direct.
Nice job.
Well,
Thank you.
I think it was
They're
a
gonna use their
combination of
movement
the
to
Gibbs
stand up.
maneuver of the car
The
to give
Gibbs
that
maneuver,
block.
the smoke screen, and
Yeah.
then the doom.
Yeah,
It's like we're working as a
Good-
team.
Good
What?
combos.
Back up out of the
Since
smoke.
when? Actually,
They are not doomed. They just got stabbed.
They're gonna bleed.
follow. They are gonna bleed.
They're just gonna try to crawl after you and bleed a bit on you before they die.
As long as it's not acid blood, we're good.
They are frightened. They are going to... They are turning and running. They will take cover and fight defensively. And they are going to continue to take some shots at Shade, but they're just going to move a little over to get a better shot. All right. So we'll start near me again.
Do I get cover from the hatch that came up?
You do indeed.
Nice.
You're also getting cover from the tank just in general because he's lower than you.
Yeah.
But we're going to start a little bit further forward here. Spice, you are not in the smoke.
I am not.
And you know what? Probably to make his life a little easier, Bubbles, they're going to leave your range of attack if you want to make an attack of opportunity so that they can get out of the smoke and just wail on Spice.
It's so hard to see
Awesome.
the grid.
He's not even gonna reply
know,
to
yeah.
my
Sorry.
That's why I don't
comment.
use it a terrible amount.
Yeah.
Say again?
Very
You can go off of the
Hey, where are you going?
the edges here.
I was talking to
Kind
you.
of helps.
And Bubs is
As
going
a
to
guide
go
dog.
for attack.
Okay.
Like that.
I also have
Not
a
perfect.
reaction if he's gonna try to hit me.
No,
You
can
will.
see it, just- I have to count.
That is a 25.
25 is a hit.
Nice. Hold on. What? Oh, that. 2.
That was it. 2 points of damage.
Points
that's
of
10.
damage.
20.
40 if I
29.
miss, 2 if I hit.
29 plus 20 is 49.
49 points of damage. You
Yeah.
slam into this individual, and that's what kind of damage?
bludgeoning, I believe, with the rocket hammer.
So yes, bludgeoning, and the bludgeoning does do a little bit less than you would hope. However, only about 10 less.
And Bubs is just gonna say, "Yeah, come back here, whatever you are. What are you?"
You shout that, "What are you?" as you slam into them with the rocket hammer, but they leave your range. Spice, they burst out of the smoke and coughing. They're going to raise up their arm. And as they do, you can see there is almost like a hardened mass of bone on the end now. And like the hand has been almost like ripped off and just the nub remains. And they just go to
Ew.
slam you with that. Are you doing a reaction to that?
Yes, I am. Spice. Let's see. So she has Jinx.
Okay.
So I think I'll flavor this like when she smirked out over at him when she was like not in the face, which still applies to him. So he's -4.
That's true.
It's once per day as a reaction. An enemy within 15 feet makes an attack roll. Blah. You have to force them to roll twice and take the worst result. So
Okay,
disadvantage.
very nice. So, neither was a great roll, but having to take the worst one certainly is impactful. So at -4, that is going to be a 15 to hit.
Nope. Sorry.
They rolled a 3, and so they started off with -1. That's amazing. So very, very effective as you Jinx, kind of smirking at them, and they burst from this. Yes?
Cinema Q also has a reaction. I apologize.
No, go ahead.
Come up.
So Cinema Q's perihelion laser comes out. She's like, "Oh, mommy's being attacked," and she's going to take a shot.
Okay.
This is going to be at -4 though. So let's see. All right, Cinema Q, let's see what you got, baby. Not bad. Oh, that's
God.
Oh, well, 4 minus 4 is 0, so...
That is a miss, unfortunately.
Look at what I got.
It opens up, and the smoke in that
The
instant
laser drips out.
across its sensors. There is that like R2D2 wow sound as it just like fires up into the ceiling, but no hit. Anything else in reactions?
No, those are my 2 reactions.
So it does miss this attack against you as you are able to kind of smirk. The smoke goes over his eyes, seems to blur his vision, and he misses. Bubbles and Gibbs, you can see there is movement around the front as the first person that got knocked down stands up, and the person who is often in the smoke now kind of like runs out of it to be able to get a shot against Spice. Spice, you're taking 1 shot from one of these persuaders.
Okay.
That is only going to be a 22 against your EAC.
Meese.
All right, so they fire. With this individual now kind of closing the distance, they have to risk hitting him or hitting you, and they decide just to shoot into the ground. The person who stands up, they're going to be taking a shot against Bubbles. They can't see Bubbles. This is a very difficult shot. And they rolled... Okay. So, Bubbles, can you do me a favor? Can you roll 2d4, please?
The car.
1d4.
What chat is it in?
Historical timeline.
Thanks.
Okay, that's a 3 and a 4. So that's
Okay.
a 7.
So, as they turn to fire at you, Bubbles, in the smoke and in the darkness, they haven't noticed that with the kind of explosions of this artillery off in the distance, the pavement has kind of gotten into the weapon, and the weapon itself is jammed.
Nice.
And so when they pull this trigger, the entire persuader explodes in their hand. And they take, because they roll natural 1, and they take 17 points of damage.
This guy?
Yes.
On top
Does
of...
he die?
Are
He
you
does
gonna-
not die,
Damn.
but he is no longer armed.
Yeah.
You could see there is just this smoking ruin of a weapon in his hand. He kind of throws it back down, but that is all the ones that are on the front half going over
Does
to
anyone
the echo
see that
combat.
happen?
I think Gibbs barely, yeah.
Bubs is gonna take credit for it.
Echo
Yummy
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Bubs
The
didn't even
one
see
that
it either.
you saw kind of staggers behind you. They are bleeding.
Yep.
And so they initially take, I think that was 12?
13.
13.
Because I'm 13 now.
They cough as they get close to you. They go to swing, and as they go like this, there is like this twinge, and they just explode blood across you, and then they have to try again because they are badly hurt but still up. This attack is, however, going to probably be pretty good. That is a 30,
What?
33 to hit.
Yeah.
It was mostly the weight of his body
He's just falling on me. His blood actually is acidic.
Echo, you are only taking minimum damage at 10 points of electric and slashing damage as they just cut across you from behind. They can barely keep up with you. This one who's flat-footed is going to take an attack against you. And that is not going to hit. And so, Echo, where you are, you have like gotten into this person's head. You are larger than life to the person in front of you, and you have already almost murdered the person behind you. They're attacking you, but their heart really not in it. And then your vision swings over to the person behind the tire barrier, and they have set their weapon up on this tripod, and they are going to take 2 shots against you.
I don't get half of it.
You do not. Okay, so the lower of the two is going to be a 35 to hit.
They both hit.
Alrighty.
This guy?
Shockingly.
Boo.
Echo, you are taking 16 points of electric and fire damage from the first, and 20 points of electric and fire damage from the second.
Ow.
As they just fire just straight at you, they're able to hit you and not their allies. Though you get the sense that they don't really care. They can see things going south in front of them, and so they are trying to whittle down the numbers. And then further back, Shade, you are now up on top of the tank, and you have attracted attention yourself. There is 2 people who have to move in order to get into range or to be able to shoot, and so they'll take their attacks first. You are benefiting from half cover, which is probably not needed. Does a 26 hit?
EAC or KAC?
EAC.
That's a pizza.
That's a pizza. So, as they hit you with the Persuader, you do take
Wait, did I attack last turn?
No.
17 points of electric and fire damage.
Damn.
The person who is at the base of this tank is going to take a shot against you as well.
This guy?
Yeah. That is going to be
See him
a
there.
32.
That's gonna hit.
32 is going to deal 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is going to be 17 points of electric and fire damage. And then the person who is at the very base, they are just running away. They are just huddling at the base of the tank. They're not going to take an attack. They're just fighting defensively. They are frightened.
Joe, I don't want to die.
Yes.
But the guy with the bright green base,
Correct.
has he gone yet?
Yeah. He was
Okay.
taking attacks against Shade.
Okay.
And he's the one who hit Shade first.
Yeah.
So all 3 of those who are kind of off in the back are attacking Shade. Echo, you have 3 who are attacking you. And then Spice, Bubbles, and Gibbs, you have 3 who are attacking you. So it's nice and even.
Nice and spread out.
Yeah, but I'm in a
Good-
cozy
good
little
job,
car.
And
Life
that is
good.
all of the biomancers.
car,
And so that
actually.
brings us to Gibbs. Bubbles, you are on deck.
Gibbs gonna lifelink with Echo to start for 13.
Okay.
For free. Gibbs is gonna do a 3-point turn.
Make sure your blinker's on.
I'm imagining like the Austin Powers like 3,000
Yeah.
point turn.
She avoids hitting her allies and
Get
positions
out
the
of the
car in this way.
way.
Does the smoke thing keep going?
It's deployed, so yeah,
Okay.
it stays where it is
And
for the next couple of rounds.
It doesn't follow. It's not like
That range is used now. It's like a once per day thing. There's no text on that about the card.
You technically you need to refill it,
Okay.
and you imagine you'll
Don't
probably
gonna force
find some of
smoke in a
those.
second.
Right. Well then Gibbs is gonna make her own magic and spit loogie into the air vents of this SUV, causing her magic to shoot out the like air ejector parts of the front of the
Okay,
car or whatever
sure.
the fuck you call it. I don't know anything about cars.
it's like
Um, and cast Ekmatazic Barrage
Okay,
against let's do this guy.
okay.
The mechanic's gonna be like, "What are you spitting in this? What are you doing in this car?"
Yeah, I'm gonna cast it against 2 people.
Okay.
I'll cast it at the level of, let's do a 4th level. How do I do this? KC. Okay, so I have to hit them. Do I do a single range attack against each, right? Each.
Did so much damage too. You guys have fought against somebody with
Right.
the spell one time.
So I said 4th level, and it's
4th level is each projectile deals 10d6.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it on my phone because
10d6? Holy
Okay.
fuck.
So the guy without the rings is a 15 plus 11 is 26 to hit.
Second here against.
Casey.
That is a hit.
Cool. And then the guy with the frightening rings,
Okay.
he's also, I think, flat-footed.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 22 to hit.
22 is against EAC.
Casey.
That is a pizza.
Cool. So both of them are going to take 10d6, which you want me to roll separately, right? It's not the same? It's two different...
I believe it's 2 different attacks.
All right. So give me 1 second. 10d6. So
Yeah, projectile.
purple guy gets 38 damage.
Nice.
Purple guy gets 38 damage, and that is enough to absolutely eviscerate Carl. You could take him right off the board.
And then this guy only gets 27 damage.
27 points of damage to the flat-footed guy. Give me 1 second
But
here.
he's had 57 points of damage already.
7,
Oh, nice.
Gibbs mess with the
27. 7 plus 7 is 14.
Yeah.
He is still up. The flat-footed guy has 1 HP left, and he is clinging to that HP in a dream. He is frightened. He is flat-footed, but he's still got 1 left in the chamber.
And then, I'm giving a little bit of cover to my friends over here with this car.
Absolutely.
I'm close to Echo, who I think is in most danger. Shade's on his own. Life is good. I'm good. I'm happy with my life right now.
So you spit magic straight out of this SUV. It erases one of these people off the board. A second one, Echo, right in front of you, just rolled over with garbage juice that seems to have malicious intent. But that is your turn, Gibbs. That brings us to Bubbles. Spice,
That
you
was
were
the
on deck.
malice of my...
We're at that stage.
Oh, yes.
Next
Bubba's
callback.
gonna move 1, 2 to this guy.
Okay, you burst out of the smoke.
All right, does he see me now?
Yeah, you imagine.
There you are. And then Bubs is going to he's gonna take his hammer and he's gonna like pivot on the ground as like a jumping platform and then go up for a big hit with it.
Okay.
And then Bubs is gonna say, when I'm done with you, your daddy's gonna wish he pulled out. And that's a 17. It's a single attack. I didn't say it was, but we'll say it's a single attack.
Echo's just like over there, like I feel like they stutter a bit. They're like, what?
17 plus 18.
Everyone's surprised, yeah.
17 plus 18. Yeah, a 37 or whatever that is gonna hit. Yeah.
It's a single attack.
That's Bub's malice.
Yeah.
Someone has moved to the final phase of grief.
So you're just gonna use my train now? Is that
That's for today. I'm fluffy.
Slowly. You're gonna have a comb in there next week.
4 and a 7 is 11. 9 is 20. 26. 35. 35 plus 20 is 55. Did he hit an ally?
Yes, he did.
Okay, that's plus 6, so 41.
Bubbles, in this moment, you absolutely make your words come true. Very rarely does it happen that you say something cool and you actually hit. But this time it does. And Spice, directly in front of you, Bubbles explodes out of the smoke, says this one-liner, and just slams the rocket hammer down. And it caves the head in. You could see the head can like recede back. You can see like there are devices in to allow it to do that. You could probably like scorpion the whole head back. But Bubbles just smashes it in. The whole thing tears through. There is blood and guts everywhere. And
Or like
Bubbles, you
splats on her
destroy
face
this
a little
guy.
bit. She
Absolutely.
blushes. She
He's
goes,
dead?
Oh, yeah.
He can't do like a Looney Tunes where he like holds his breath and like
yeah,
pops his head back out.
No, he is too dead for
Okay.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
that
There's
is
no Looney
a
Tunes
little bit
being
over
played.
that. There is no Looney Tunes.
He
There is
goes,
just...
but he fails the check.
Yeah, there is just blood. They are on the ground. That is your turn, Bubbles?
Yeah.
All right, that brings us to you, Spice. You are in danger, and then all of a sudden, you are not. There is a smoke cloud off on one side, and then Bubbles right in front of you. What are you doing?
yeah, I think she just she like nods a little bit and she goes, nice, you did. That was nice. And she's like blushing a little bit, and then she like wipes the blood off and like splats it onto the ground.
Bubs doesn't even look at her.
Okay.
Too
Not-
cool. He's too
no
cool.
need to.
He's too cool.
Then she's like, all right, back to work. And then she's going to, nobody's looking, obviously. Bubbles not looking, but she draws down the
She
encephalon
zooms
over
in.
her eyes. And then she's going to look at this guy, Spidey Man, formerly known as Spidey Man, and she's going to mind thrust him. if I can.
You can. I would say you're aware of him, and with your telepathy and everything, you absolutely can. So
Yeah, my range is 55 feet.
that is a saving throw, correct?
Will. One creature. It's a will saving throw.
Against your DC.
That's pretty good. That is going to be a 21.
Oh, pizza.
Unfortunate.
DC's 21.
Yep.
Wow. Hi.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That was my action. I guess movement. She'll keep looking at the guy and not in the face him. So -4
Okay.
to all
Absolutely.
of his attacks against me.
You look at him, he looks back at you, and you're like, oh no, that doesn't work. Not in the face.
Yeah.
No problem. That is your turn, Spice. That
squishy
brings
right now.
us to the top of the round and to the APC. This guy, his weapon now not working. He pulls the trigger. There is just this click as the safety now like welded into place. They look at the weapon, a little bit disgusted. They throw it down. There is very little that they could do at this point, and so you've really left them with not a lot of choices. They look down at the console, and you see they kick a bright yellow button, and this yellow button lights up. You can see it begins to blink, and then it turns off, and then it begins to blink, and then it turns off, and then it begins to blink, and then it turns off, and then it begins to blink, and then it turns off, and you get the sense that it is a countdown. And this guy, as if to confirm it, looks over your shoulder and yells, "She's gonna blow!" And they begin to climb, and this will provoke an attack of opportunity, but they are going to throw themselves free of this tank.
We could have gotten a tank.
We could still get.
I like to think that he hits the wrong button. It's just the rave button.
Yeah, it's like it starts with a yellow light, and then it goes to a pink light, and then blue
It probably
light.
doesn't hit, but that's a 22.
A 22 against KAC?
Yeah.
That is a hit.
Oh, okay. This guy might not make it.
That's a shame.
We already have so many vehicles.
Just add it to the collection.
I know.
It's your Grand Theft Auto garage.
Yeah,
That's a
shit.
grand total of 28 slashing damage.
28 points of slashing damage. They are hurt, but they are not dead.
Tanks work in space.
On the ground, you can see they have this bad slash across their back. They hit the pavement hard right next to this person who is already terrified. They look down at their comrade who is hurt, and they were just in a tank. But that is
The Panzer tank.
the APC.
they're
There's
no
nothing
longer
left that they can
afraid.
do. Huh?
Yeah, they
The
took their
afraid
turn.
folks are no longer afraid.
That's right. He still doesn't have a gun.
Yeah.
But he runs. You can pull the fear markers off them. That is the APC. That brings us to you, Echo, and then Shade. You are on deck.
Who do we kill?
Echo, you see Gibbs just 5 feet away through a windshield.
Echo is going to attempt a slash at both of these folks.
Gibbs and
No.
Gives
Okay.
a die.
Gibbs and run over and hit Bubs.
Gibbs might die.
ooh.
Oh no!
Um,
I turned on the windshield wipers.
that's a dirty 20 and a natural 1 for a total of 14.
Okay, so with the dirty 20, that is a miss. With the natural 1, that is a miss. And as Gibbs turns the windshield wipers on, almost instinctively as an operative, you turn and just huck the weapon over at these windshields. Luckily, the windshield proofed against explosives. Unluckily, as you wing your blade at the windshield, it hits it and caroms up and over and lands over by the trash can near Matt.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
No.
Like the blade hits at a perfect
that's so
angle
far
to
away.
carry it over. Oh, yeah.
There's a dude over there.
Gibbs, you watch as Echo throws a knife at you. Anything else, Echo?
I want my knife.
It's all the way over there, though.
Yeah.
You need a return weapon fusion on that boy.
I don't often do
Here,
this.
this came off my my mechanical pencil.
Oh, damn. It perfectly fits my spectral blade.
Look at that.
All right. Well, Echo is just going to be like, look over at Gibbs. I may need some cover, and dodge around the vehicle and head towards the sword.
Okay.
And
You
I
rush
can-
away. You've already attacked these people, and so they cannot seem to catch up to you. Too quick and too proficient in close combat. You just sneak right away. You make your way into the smoke. Your eyes just light up, and you are able to trace the way through this kind of debris
put the high beams off.
Am I able to grab it while moving, or do I have to stop and pick it up?
I would say you have to stop and pick it up, and that's specifically because, like, with the smoke and everything, you have to bend down and kind of look for it to get the exact
Yeah.
like blade.
Okay, well, that's where I stop.
There you go. You stop. You look down. Your eyes scan the ground, and you find that weapon. You look up, and somebody is pointing a gun directly in your face. But aside from that, it is a good day. You have your weapon back. Anything else, Echo?
Oh.
All right. You carried off 2 great sneak attacks, and for that, you should be very proud.
Yep.
But everything becomes equalized eventually. That brings us to Shade.
So this the APC is no longer man, and it's on a self-destruct sequence
Sure.
or some sort of she's gonna blow sequence.
Yeah.
I'd like to disarm that
Yeah.
if possible.
You can certainly try. So you already know, I will say, you already have a rough idea of the computer layout. There's several nodes between you and that.
Can I perform an engineering check to, like, physically disarm whatever's happening?
That's a high DC.
Okay.
You're talking about rooting around
So-
through an armored vehicle that
So
you're
the computer
unfamiliar
method
with.
is the safer and more, like, expeditious route.
It's one that you see a route
Okay.
in, but it would be very difficult to do.
I would like to use my exocortex action and my regular action to attempt to disarm this.
Okay.
Okay.
So first make your
Expensive.
exocortex action. And if you don't succeed with this, you will know that you're not going to be able to make it. So you can use your action to do something different if you want.
Cool. Okay.
Merciful DM.
Not merciful. It's like from a
It's not a
math
good
standpoint,
roll.
Shade can just this is military hardware. Shade can just
Yeah, that's not
barely-
going to work. This is a
get
20.
it.
It's a 29.
Yeah.
It was poopy on the roll.
And so unable to penetrate to the defenses, you can see the countdown speeding up.
Speeding up.
But I feel like,
Cut the red wire! Cut the red wire!
is there a chance that
No
it
blue.
does?
No.
Bro, you're about to
I
light
rolled
yourself
really
up.
poorly. Well,
Yeah.
what's the alternative? 'Cause
You
it-
get the fuck out.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like,
What you doing?
what? I don't know what the range on this thing is because that guy's still there.
What you doing?
Dash out the way.
You don't have to be.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go
Jump jets the fuck.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. I'm gonna end up. I'm gonna end up over behind this guy right there, and I'm gonna attack him.
Okay. So you jump jets over your exocortex, telling you almost instantly that this is an impenetrable defense. You fly over the tires, you fly over this individual who is like crouching down, and you land behind this person. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
That's a 28 to hit.
That is a hit.
That's plus 18, 32 slashing damage.
32 points of slashing damage. Easy enough. Anything else, Shade?
That's it for me.
All right, that is your turn. That brings us to the Biomancers. Things have changed yet again.
Did this guy die yet?
He,
Oh, 'cause he's bleeding.
He will, yeah.
Yeah.
So as
He's in my way.
as he begins to move towards Echo, like his vision goes gray, and he just kind of loses the last bits of blood before passing out unconscious, like directly in front of the car.
Great.
Gibbs, he like
Speed
hits
bump.
his head on the
Ooh.
headlight as you go.
That's
But that is that person. For the rest of them, Echo, you're right there.
Yeah, I am. What of it?
Oh, are you within 30 feet of me? What's my range now?
Uh,
Oh, wait, no. My range is now longer because we're telepathically connected. Fuck
Okay.
yeah! Never mind.
They're just flat-footed still, or no?
Yes.
Okay, still flat-footed. They have seen Gibbs hit somebody with the car.
I am not afraid to do it again, bitches!
Yeah.
Gotta
Ooh,
exchange of chairs there.
shade.
They
Okay,
can stay
Shade,
where they
then.
are.
Only got one left.
This guy, knowing that this is going to explode. Is going to jump over that, and then... I would say, honestly, he's going to rip up the tripod, and he's going to get some distance also. Okay. So with all of that, Echo, you now have the attention of the 2 remaining ones back here. As you grab your blade, you look up, and there are 2 of these biomancers on either side. They level these persuaders at you, and each takes a shot.
Hello.
The first one is only going to be a 19 to hit.
No.
The second one is going to be an 18 to hit.
No.
And so with the smoke just billowing over you, they can't quite find their shot. Flashing back to this other combat with you, Shade, there are 2 that are on either side of you. Oh, excuse me. Each is going to make a melee attack against you.
Cool.
The first one is going to be a 23 to hit,
That's a miss.
and the second one is going to be much higher. That is a 32 to hit.
That is a hit.
All right.
Is this guy still using ranged attack?
He is not.
Okay.
So though he is holding the ranged weapon, these little spider-like tendrils come out,
Oh, okay.
and they are going to deal only 16 points of electric and slashing damage. The
Great.
person who is looks like Chad Attitude is going to take a shot against you with the Persuader. That is going to be a 22 against your EAC.
That's a miss.
And then the one who is all the way behind those tires, who has just kind of run away from the... that one, is going to take a single attack with their Persuader against you. That is going to be, again, a 36.
That's a hit.
And with this Persuader... Oh, that's not good damage. That is only going to be 24 points of electric and fire damage.
It's pretty good.
And that is all the attacks that the Biomancers can make. That brings us to Gibbs. Bubbles, you're on deck.
Yeah.
Gibbs, you watch as that person just scrambles out of the way of the car. You have just open road and a tank in front of you.
Love that. Gibbs is gonna sort of just continue to scoot the car a little closer.
Okay.
But Gibbs is gonna roll down the window. Old-fashioned hand crank style. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure it's got a button.
Yeah.
And Gibbs is gonna do what the cool kids do and litter.
Actually, buttons don't exist anymore.
Right. It's
all
just
touchscreens.
fingerprints.
You
Yeah.
just wave your hand like in one direction or the other for it to go
I
up or
do
down.
that with my under cabinets now.
down. So Gibbs pulls out ear wax ball out of her big old ear,
Okay.
and these guys are all conveniently clustered up.
This is a great place for this. Yeah, you hurl that force disc.
Shit. Fuck. Shit. I'll hit one of them, but one's a natural 1, so I'll probably hit Shade 2. And then the second highest is a 16. Sorry, a 17. A 17.
That is a miss.
Okay.
So, Shade, can you make a reflex saving throw, please?
But I do hit one of them.
What is the one that hits?
I was gonna hit the blue guy first.
Reflex
Start with
save?
the
And what was that to hit?
Is it to
Oh.
be knocked prone or...
No,
No.
it's just damage.
Okay, that's a 17.
28.
28. So 28 absolutely does hit. 17, you are not hit by Gibbs's hurl force disc. You see this coming as it kind of ricochets around people, and you're aware enough of it to be able to dodge.
That guy takes 11 damage.
Takes 11 points
Yes.
of damage.
And that's it. My littering was not effective.
Hey, you know what? Everything is
makes sense.
effective in different amounts.
Can I roll the window back up?
Sure.
Yeah.
You roll the window back up.
In shame, I don't make eye contact with
It's one of the
Shade.
crank
I
ones
just
you
roll the
roll.
window
It's the
back
Part
up.
of why you missed so much is because you didn't put the window down all the way.
Oh, shit.
But no worries. That is your turn, Gibbs.
I
That
hate cars
brings
like
us
Those
to
hints
Bubbles.
are just a little bit too dark.
Yeah, exactly. Bubbles, what would you like to do? Spice, you're on deck.
Bubs is going to stand up from his awesome cool guy move,
Yeah.
and he is going to turn
TM.
around and face this guy,
Nice.
and he is going to do a charge.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Are you in HP damage land? Are you? I just know.
Yeah.
Well,
Charge
that's not my
is
turn anymore.
charge is basically just a straight and then a single attack.
Yep.
It's like a bull rush
Yep.
too. It's just a fun.
Oh, I've had people with charge before.
Yeah. So
Especially when you roll like that. That's cocked.
okay.
In the 1 inch of space that you have in that tray.
Yeah.
No, that's not cocked.
That's cocked!
That is cocked.
It's
That's
not
on-
on the ground!
That's
It's in a
trapeze.
basket!
That's trapeze.
How is it that if you can
There's a
balance
string!
Dan, if you can balance a d6 on that
Okay.
without it falling off,
It's
I
not
will
even a
give
good
it to
roll,
you.
but I want it.
Yeah, it's definitely
fucking-
cocked. It's definitely cocked.
It's on fucking string.
He had
You
this-
have a
he
trash
had
can
it
for your dice tray, then you use my
balanced on a
dice
piece of
and
string.
my
What was
tray.
that?
15
There you go.
plus
But it's lucky. It's not just
18
convenient. It's
is,
lucky.
That is a hit.
My luck.
Yes, absolutely.
One day I'm gonna get that on the trapeze.
This is my Akadai that he has taken from me.
It's foul now.
Yeah.
It doesn't roll above a 4.
It's
Tainted.
sickening.
Dan has the ability to magically
it
weight
is,
dice down.
7, 8 plus 10 is 18 plus 9 is 27 plus 20 is 47. Did this person hit anyone?
They did not.
Okay, then
despite
47.
my best efforts. Okay, 47. That's still a great amount of
And I'm
damage.
gonna
You
try to
crunch into
slam
them.
him right up against the wall with like the butt of the rocket hammer, like the
Yeah,
that.
no problem. You absolutely just force them against the wall. The actual like stone itself buckles under the force of this blow, and they are hurt. But that is your turn.
And Bubs is gonna
Bubbles.
say, "Let's get close."
All right, you lean in, and that's really uncomfortable for Avern. But that is your turn.
Oh, our bird.
That brings
Oh,
us
that's
to
a nice-
Spice.
Spice is going
It's like a
to
grandma.
move up 15 feet. Nope, other way. Move forward. So directly in between. Yep. And she's going to click her neck, and she's going to breathe in as smoke starts to come out her nose, and she's going to dragon breathe all over these guys. Okay. All right, they need to make a reflex save as fire spews out of her
They're
mouth.
gonna hit me too.
I don't
It's a
think
15-foot
I'm
cone.
okay with being hit. I'm okay
He
with
wants to
that
get
would
hit
hit
at this point.
He's into it.
it. Yeah, you got me into
If
it.
Yeah, you're
you
welcome.
step back, it would. It might.
no. You get him.
actually, Yeah.
You will get Bubbles though.
Okay.
All right. So reflex saves.
Reflex saves.
Right. So for the one who is closest to Dan, that is only going to be a 15. But
Ooh,
the one
that's
that
not
is
bad.
closest to Matt is going to be a little bit better at a 26.
Yeah, they save.
Okay, 15.
15.
Oh wait, no, 15 doesn't save.
Okay, so Bubbles fails, and the one that is closest to Matt fails, or sorry, to Bubbles fails as
All right,
well.
whatever.
Okay, it's only 3d6 damage, so
Every little bit counts.
yeah.
And these are the least hurt people on the battlefield.
All right, that's 6 points of damage.
6 points of
That's one of my
damage.
best.
Oh, but you don't take
Certainly.
any because you're
Yeah, I'm basically
immune to.
Fire damage, yeah.
I take 1.
You take 1, yeah.
Yeah.
As you breathe over this individual, they're able to mostly dodge out of the way. It barely gets onto Bubbles, but no problem. Anything else?
Yeah, Cinema Q. Spice just goes, "Fuck, that was embarrassing." In her mind, and then Cinema Q goes, and to save her, is going to shoot with the perihelion pistol.
Yeah.
Spice is gonna command it this time, so it's not at
There you
-4.
go.
Let's see if we hit.
Critical hit.
Maybe. Okay. 27. EA.
27 is going to be a hit.
Nice. Okay. It'll be at the guy in front of Echo.
Okay.
I need 4d4. Let's see if I have 4d4. I think I have it. Okay, let's see. I got it. Thank you. Oh, I rolled a 4 on one of them. Nice. I rolled a 4, so that's 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus 5 is 15 points of fire damage.
Very nice. They are a lot more hurt than they were before. You can see it's not a tremendous amount of damage pouring out of Cinema Q, but every bit counts. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. You form a
Cinema
line
Q
with
does more
Bubbles and
damage
with
than
Echo,
Spice
kind of
does.
pressing these biomancers off the street and into the wall. That is Spice's turn.
Yep.
That brings us to the top of the round and to this APC driver. So they're going to stand up. They are going to take a full action dash up the ramp.
Up the ramp.
Oh, bye.
Back into T-Town.
Oh no.
The APC is now going to explode. Yeah.
Ah.
Who went to T-Town? The other guy?
Yeah.
So everybody has managed to get clear of this. The explosion comes out to about here. And this APC is
Fire.
no more. There is a deafening explosion, and for all of you, for this brief moment, it is like the entire battlefield, everybody as one stops fighting and just ducks. There is this huge explosion and a force wave that knocks some of the tires off the piles. The wrecked car slides down and slams into the ground. There is just a tremendous amount of kinetic energy that rips through this place. But all of you kind of get back up, and there's like a solid 1 to 2 second like pause, and then fighting again. But like it is a huge explosion, and what remains is just a twisted wreck of steel. You can still see like the treads, but many of them just kind of like melting into the pavement. You can still see the skeleton of this thing, and there's explosions happening on the inside as well. But that is the APC's turn. That brings us to Echo.
Cool. Echo has picked up the blade, looks at like what's happening between Spice and Bubbles, and he's like, "I'll leave you to it, shall I?" And zooms back off.
Okay.
And they're gonna come up and finish their job.
Okay, this flat-footed guy, he thought he was free of you.
So we're coming up behind, all stealthy-like.
Go ahead.
Which is going to give us a 28.
That doesn't mean it's a pizza.
Sweet.
What do I want to do my turn?
Alright, so that is a dirty 20 to hit. A grand old dirty 20.
Against
It's slashing, so I assume KAC.
KAC, that is a miss, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You fly across the battlefield, but all of that momentum and effort as the explosion also just rips across the space, you have to kind of duck and out of the force wave. That causes you to miss just by an inch. But
There's,
anything
like,
else, Echo?
Flickering eye lights as they like reel back a little bit as they look directly into the explosion.
Yeah.
Forgot to turn around.
Yeah.
Not quite
Anything
close.
else, Echo?
No.
Alrighty, that is your turn. That brings us to Shade.
Cool. The one who ran away,
Mhm.
how far away are they roughly still?
They're about 120 feet away from where they began on the map. Not about. They're exactly 120 feet away.
Okay. I don't want any survivors because I don't want anyone to know that we,
Blew our cover the second we got in town.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to chase that guy down.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Supposed to be.
Yes.
I'm a laundromat owner.
We were supposed to be, but you were like, we're going to come in
What are
and
you
fuck
doing?
shit.
What are you doing?
This is not good for my
Dashing
laundry.
Okay.
to try and get to the guy that ran away.
All right. Are you doing anything to not provoke attacks of
It
opportunity?
was super.
Well, for the ones that are right up against me, actually, yeah, you know what? I am gonna do something. I'm gonna attack one of them first so that I can get block, and then instead of dashing, I'm just gonna run the 80 feet that I have, and then plan to dash on my next move.
Okay. Yeah. No problem. Make your attack roll.
So, and I'm gonna distracting hack the guy. So first one's gonna be computers check. It's a 41.
That is a success. Absolutely.
And then the attack, he's flat-footed, is a 25.
That is a hit. Even if they weren't flat-footed.
And that's going to be 29 points of slashing
They had
damage.
one hit point left. You slash
nice.
that hit point to ribbons
Cool.
as they are just
Oh, no. I was
eviscerated by
attacking this
that.
guy.
blow. Oh, okay. Never mind. In that case, that
I'm cutting the guy
was
that is
Marty.
in my way.
That was
jumping.
21 points.
Yes, 21.
They are still up, but they are badly
Sorry,
hurt.
no, it was 29 points.
29, so that's 8 more points. They're up, but they are badly hurt.
Cool, and then I'm going to use my movement to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Just off of the edge of the map
Okay.
to chase after that guy.
So, Shade, as you run pursuing this individual, you can see off and to your left there is a element of like junkyard that is huge and kind of sprawling out. You see the wreckage of various old hunks of metal that are just kind of like piled up into these huge, almost mountain ranges here.
This place is great.
You can see all kinds of things in this space. Give me 1 second here, actually. As you go up, the junkyard is off to your left. You can see a number of apartment buildings off to your right, but you see there is a sign overhead that is welcoming you to Curie Avenue. You know that you are very close to your destination, and so is this individual. You don't see a ton of people out in the street here, though it is right around 9:20 at night, and there are lights on. You don't see a lot of people. You can see a few outside of the Mars Transit Authority station that is a little bit, probably about 200 feet down the street. But yeah, that is what you see.
Prime laundromat hours.
You have exceptionally good smell now, correct?
Yes.
You do smell
That's unfortunate.
over everything
adjust
else very powerfully the smell of barbecue coming from nearby.
Okay.
But that is your turn, Shade.
Yes.
All right, that brings us to the Biomancers. So Shade flies out, and they seem content to let Shade escape. They're going to plant their gun and set it up. They are going to move right here. They are going to... they'll stay where they are, but they can't set up there. Okay. This person is going to cross the distance over here to Spice. All right, so Spice and Bubbles.
Yes.
Bubbles first. The person who is in front of you doesn't have to move, and so you can see the entirety of this human size just split open, and these spider-like legs come out, and they are going to attack you twice.
Ooh.
Neither is going to be especially good. The highest one is a 26 against your KAC. And so just again and again, it is like rain tapping against a roof as they try to get you, but are not able to get through.
You're gonna need more arms for that.
The one that is attacking you, Spice, only gets a single strike with the spider-like appendage, and that is only going to be a 24 against your KAC.
Man.
They are not able to attack you either. Here in the smoke, you have enough cover to be able to survive this onslaught. But going over to you, Echo, a little bit of a dire circumstance.
Just a bit.
First, this person who is flat-footed turns around, their eyes wide. They are barely alive. You can see perhaps a single point of life between them and dying. But that is all that they need to make 2 attacks against you using these spider-like appendages. The first, well, one is a natural 20.
Ah.
The other one is a 26.
Against.
KAC.
Beats.
Beats it. So, I keep using my D4s and they keep disappearing.
Oh, dang. I guess you can't roll anything.
Yeah, I guess you'll use D6s.
I guess we're just going to have to win.
Okay, so that is going to be 13 points of electric and slashing damage from the first, and from the critical.
Is this the third critical you've taken? Or
Yeah. 18 points of electric and slashing damage from the second and the critical one. As these just carve into you, you are being attacked from this person.
Like missing all the skin.
Yeah.
And then the 3 individuals behind him open up with these persuaders.
Yep.
And the persuaders pack a little bit more of a punch.
Really?
We'll start with the one that is set up on a tripod. This one takes 2 attacks.
Echo?
Yes.
Yep.
No!
Echo,
I'm the only one there
the
now.
high
I'm
one.
kind of
You're in
there.
the car.
The high, yeah, they're going to go for the soft target first. The high of those is going to be a 25 against your EAC.
EAC? Damn
Yes.
it. Meets it, beats it.
Meets it,
What
beats
place
it.
is that?
So the 25 hits.
Oh,
Give me 1 second. Where's my D6? Okay. Echo. From that, you are taking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 18 points of electric and fire damage.
Goodbye.
Oh, and Echo, you go down from this first one. Gibbs, you get your wish as the other 2 pull their weapons around and now start taking shots against the car.
Hold on, I don't have the car stats. Give me 1 second.
I've got him.
The
Wait, what do
first
you do,
one
HP?
is going to be a 34,
That's a hit.
Oh, there goes the resale value.
and the second one is also going to be a 34.
I didn't
2
realize
hits.
it was ours to resell.
So these persuaders don't
I
do a
was
tremendous
sold
amount
all
of
the way here.
damage.
Yeah.
Or sorry, these are the persuaders, right? They do it.
We'll just put a decal over the bullet.
It's got
Yes.
hardness though.
Sick.
Does that help?
do.
That doesn't matter.
That is going to be 16 points of electric and fire damage from the first.
Cool. Easy.
And
Ooh,
that
the
is
radio
gonna be 9,
switches
10,
to Christian
11.
rock.
That's rough. That is going to be 19 points of electric and fire from the second.
Nice. Okay.
As these two shots just into the side. For you, Gibbs, from where you are, like nothing breaks, but there is certainly smoke and there is just denting metal on the side as these impact. But you continue to drive through. That is all of our biomancers, and that does bring us to you, Gibbs. Bubbles, you're on deck.
Yeah.
First free action lifelink with Echo for 13 hit points.
Okay.
Let me.
You
I gotta
come
pile
back
some
to
stuff
life,
on top of
Echo. You are on the ground. There are people now firing over your body at Gibbs. Things are dire here.
Okay. 62 minus 13. All right, I'm gonna get out the car,
Okay.
and I'm gonna not open the door. I'm just gonna lower the window, scoot my butt out, and I'm gonna stand on top of the car.
Okay. Are you ghost riding your car?
Ghost riding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stand on top of it, and I'm gonna be like, "All right, just you and me, bitches," to make myself a bigger target than Echo.
So, Echo, as you come to, things are looking dire. And then, as your
get
eyes
way
focus, you see Gibbs coming out of the car. The car is still moving as Gibbs is
Oh no,
doing
no, no,
this.
I'm not moving. I'm parked.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
You didn't say, when I said ghost riding,
I don't
that's
know
what
that movie.
means.
I don't know what you're
Ghost
talking
It's
Ride the
not a
whip.
movie.
Oh.
So, yeah, no
Ghost
worries.
Ride the
So
whip.
you absolutely throw the car to park. You get out.
Okay,
You
cool.
stand up on the roof.
Cool.
Ghost Ride the whip.
I'm on the roof of the car, being a big target, so these people stop hitting Echo. And I'm going to. Easiest way is I can hit 2 people in the line right here with Time's Edge, and it
Okay.
just happens. I don't have to roll for it or anything, so I'm just gonna do that.
Just takes a little time.
Sorry, I'm trying to get my digital dice up. They both take 28 points of damage.
Nice.
A little more than that. So the way that Time's Edge works,
Mm-hmm.
it deals 28 points of damage in a straight line to all objects and creatures in that line.
shit.
Yeah.
So
it's
you're
gonna
doing it like straight across these 3.
So I can't get Hat Guy. He's not technically
Gotcha,
in my
you're doing
5.
these
But
2.
yeah.
So this completely just eviscerated as the tires explode across like the entirety of the space.
Nice.
It goes straight through here, hitting both of these individuals. This guy, dead already.
Nice.
Too badly hurt to survive that strike. This individual survives. This
Yeah.
also just erased from the space. And this like wall evaporated as well. Behind them,
Ooh,
you can
fun.
see now just crumbling red Martian dirt as it is just like you've done like structural damage to this tunnel. Like this,
Right.
they're gonna have to close this tunnel.
Cool.
But Time's Edge just rips through this thing, and absolutely, Gibbs, you now stand on top of this car, and you have the attention of the biomancers.
Cool.
Anything else, Gibbs?
No, I'm waiting to heal.
All right. Bubbles, that brings us to you. And from where you are, just out of your ear, you can hear Gibbs shouting and then just letting off this booming Time's Edge spell. There is like a shake as the tunnel takes the bulk of that strike. Is there anything that you would like to do, Bubbles?
Yeah, Bubs realizes that he's got to leave the situation to Spice.
Okay.
I like how each of you is like, I've realized that everybody else should deal with
Yeah.
this.
This is a problem.
That's delegating.
Spice will go, Cinema Q, you've got this.
Yeah.
And it goes. Bleh.
Oh, you know,
My defense,
I guess
I
I
was
could have
just coming
healed.
back to finish my leftovers.
Okay, I can do a charge attack against this guy.
Yeah?
Through the junk. I like to imagine you're just gonna barrel through it.
Yeah, punch
Ah,
him right
through
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 the
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 garbage.
It is just a pile of garbage.
Garbage
Garbage,
man.
Punch him right.
I'm the
right.
junk.
Hey,
not
you're
I
headed
said
to a
Bubs doesn't
laundromat
realize
anyway.
there's junk there, okay? If it was junk there, he wouldn't have done it, okay?
Okay, but you run straight through this garbage and it
It's
goes
clean
everywhere. And from your perspective, Gibbs, you watch as I imagine it like slow motion, the pile bursts apart. There Goes My Hero by the Foo Fighters starts to play as like Bubbles explodes out.
Gibbs does the same reaction as Spice. Is like blushing and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
wow, he's never
Banana
looked
peel
nice.
just like trailing off of his ear. Yeah, no problem.
Bubs has never looked so good.
22, I rolled a 4.
Nice.
Damn,
Spice
hot
season.
stuff over
And with a
here.
22, that is a meets a beats.
Oh my god!
Go ahead and roll damage for that.
Tell me the junk I got on my face.
You have a banana peel trailing
Oh.
off your ear. You have what looks like the kind of plastic straw from like a like a McDonald's kind of wrapper, although called a I can't remember what we call them here, but just like straight up your nose. There is just garbage all across you. Gibbs, the garbage juice, just a nice sheen across Bubbles.
26.
Gibbs starts to drool.
26.
26.
Plus 20 is 46.
Nice.
Was anyone hit? Was this guy?
I hit him with my time's edge.
No, I moved it.
They did actually. That was the person that downed Echo. So yes,
Oh fuck! What was I going to say?
they did hit an enemy.
46. Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay, then
26
Plus-
6.
plus 6. Yes.
With +6, you do the perfect amount of damage, Bubbles. As they had just that much life left, you level them out, and as you do, and as you slam into them, and their eyes roll back in their head, you see in the reflection off the whites, you are covered in garbage. But they are down.
Bubs takes the banana peel off him and throws it on the guy's face.
No problem. He's like 30 feet away, but you huck it across the cavern. That is your turn, Bubbles.
You charge.
You like slammed into him with all your momentum. He just like got hit and just went
All
flying
right, then
down.
I'll just very cinematically throw trash off.
No problem. You throw it right off. That is your turn, Bubbles. That brings us to you, Spice. Bubbles thinks that you can handle it, runs right away. You are now squaring
You got
off
this.
against two of these biomancers. It is you and Cinema Q. What would you like to do?
I think she like watches Bubbles like run in front of her, being like, "You got this," and then she just looks back at the two people, and she's like, she shrugs and she goes, "Okay." What she's going to do is unarmed strike because that's my best melee attack.
Yeah, go for it. Make your attack roll.
Okay.
Bubs would rather run through garbage than fight with by your side.
That wasn't lost on me. All right, let's see. Unarmed strike.
At least the trash doesn't break my heart.
21 to hit.
That's the junk
21
balls.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fatality.
that is a miss, unfortunately.
Yep. Okay.
That's why we're best friends
Unsurprising.
now.
So
We
she
are best
goes
friends.
almost as like a haha, watch your face, and then she's just going to phase into the wall.
It's the scene
Phenomenal.
in that terrible X-Men movie where it's the Juggernaut.
She's like,
versus
"You think
Shadowcat."
I got
Absolutely.
this? Because I don't got this."
You go to swing, you try to punch them, you miss hard, and you're back flat against the wall. They turn, these spider-like appendages come out,
Terrible.
and as they go to like spear in, you just right back
Just
into the
keep
wall.
going.
No problem.
Where you go?
You use
into
the
the wall.
augment on your skin to phase into the wall. That is your turn, Spice.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think it's canon that Cinema Q though cannot do that.
Correct.
So he's just sticking to the wall.
Well, the thing with Cinema Q,
He's invisible.
it's not only invisible, but also I have it modded, so it's like basically a starfish spider thing. So Cinema Q is going to use all of their movement and just dash up to the ceiling and then just stay there until
Okay.
Spice reemerges.
So you fade into the wall. It is just Cinema Q that also into the wall. And it's this person, all these spider appendages.
Just picturing it
Cinema
like
Q
a little
turns,
starfish
"Fuck!"
that's like
and then just all the little arms, then up to the top.
I love exactly where Spice is.
Yeah.
So you're just trash.
Yeah.
No problem. That is your turn, Spice.
Yep.
All right, that brings us to the top of the round. The APC no longer with us. Echo, what would you like to do? You are the
R.I.P.
fastest.
APC. Echo stands up.
You stand up.
But I'm a big scary target.
400 feet of movement to stand up.
400 feet of movement to goddamn stand up. And there's just they just do it real quiet, like because they're facing the wrong way.
Sure,
That's gonna be my stealth check,
sure.
of course. It's a bajillion as it's 43.
There you go. That is absolutely successful. That's almost successful twice.
He's gone.
21.
That is KAC.
Yeah.
That is a miss, unfortunately.
God damn it!
So close.
Got
but
a single
miss.
hit point.
Is that person still flat-footed?
I don't think so. Not anymore.
That is unfortunate because that -2 would have made it a difference. But you slash out against this person. They stumble forward. The 1 point of health barely clinging on.
Let me double check that. I'll get back to you.
Okay, no worries. But anything else, Echo?
I don't think so.
You okay, dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just looking at the ceiling.
it, makes,
I was just-
it made me nervous.
I was thinking about something.
Yeah, they're not flat-footed anymore.
Okay, no worries. Anything else, Echo?
No, I think we're some.
That's all.
I've thought about that too.
Yeah.
All right, that
They're
is
just
your
up
turn.
now.
That brings us to Shade.
How far away is the guy that I'm chasing?
This guy, because he would have moved on the APC turn, would be, you moved 80 feet, you were just off the map, and he was 120 feet away from there. He would be 180 feet away from where you are currently.
Cool, I'm gonna dash to get to him.
All right, you dash down this street. You make your way right to the corner of this place. You can actually see faded steel sign above the junkyard that reads Quasmask's Junkyard. You see a very strange looking, you've met Trunks before actually. You can see like a kind of cartoon version of a Trunks. You can see off to your right the Sunny Silo Apartments, the Blue Rat Apartments, and then a little alleyway. But you catch up to them outside the alleyway between the junkyard and what is called, this is the source of that smell, it is just called the Family BBQ Buffet. And this takes up the corner of Curie Avenue and 12th Street.
Cool. I'm gonna use my exocortex to. He doesn't have any visible cybernetics, does he?
Doesn't seem to.
Okay, I'm gonna just use it then to distracting hack him.
Okay.
Because I can't attack since I dashed. That's cocked. Natural 20.
Natural
so
20, very
he's
nice.
extra flat-footed.
He is. He's
Um,
real flat-footed.
I think actually it might have a thing where it's longer rounds. I'll double check, but
Yeah, no problem. You distracting hack as you rush. You are now in this foot race, and you can see there are people outside that are like in the family barbecue buffet looking through the window. Like there is tremendous amounts of food here, but there are people that are just like letting meat drip out of their mouth as they watch you just chase this person down.
damn.
Anything else?
not-
Shade.
No, this is not what I wanted to do.
All right, no problem. That brings us to the
I thought we were still in the
biomancers.
tunnel.
Okay. So, Spice, you face through the wall.
Yep. She's like, haha, you think you're gonna leave your healer out to fucking defend for this? I don't fucking think so. This is when Chloe.
I'm so offended that you're
That's
calling
so-
yourself
Yeah,
a
I was
hunter.
gonna
That's so confusing.
I'm like healer.
One of the, I'm not.
I was like,
healer.
I'm okay.
Support. Just support. I
No,
can't
I'm
do
good.
any
Yeah, it's more like-
DPS.
yeah.
I'm
more
no
like-
DPS
So,
or tank.
in the distance, some of you can hear
Playing so
one of
much
these
Mobile
individuals
Legends,
shout,
so impressed.
"Find where she went. I'll go help the others." And they rush across. There is just the sound of persuader fire as they just shoot into the wall, trying to figure out where you are. In their mind, you're invisible. And so they're shooting at this invisible person. The other one runs across carrying their persuader and clearing the smoke sees you, Echo. You do find yourself in a bit of a position.
No.
Bubbles charge through the garbage, though. So what I will say is...
And I'm there too now.
Oh god, I hope he falls on my banana peel.
Man, that's a lot of stuff that happened.
And I just killed people.
He is going to turn to face you. He is going to turn to face Gibbs. And they are going to turn to face Echo. And each of you gets one shot. And so
Oh!
successfully
Give
divide their
Echo's gonna be
aggro.
nat 20.
First, we are going to take the attack against Echo. Echo, that is going to be a 21 against your EAC.
Yay!
They miss as they have to clear the smoke. Their eye is a little bit blurry. Next, we will go to you, Bubbles, as they turn and take a shot as you charge through their ally. And as they do, they press the wrong button and the cartridge just discharges onto the floor. You see fuel cells just sprawl across the street as they roll a natural one. Damn. They will need to reload. The person who is standing next to them is going to turn to look at Gibbs, and Gibbs, they are not rolling great. That is going to be a 24 to hit your EAC.
Neither works.
And so up on top of the car, you are invincible. They can't hit you. They fire wide. You feel almost unstoppable in this moment, Gibbs. But that is all of the biomancers, I believe. That brings us to Gibbs. You are invincible. You are on top of this SUV.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
But as always, my weakest chink in my armor is my friends. And so, yeah. Gibbs is gonna spend her turn to heal some people.
Okay.
And okay, I can heal everyone as long as they're within 120 feet now because the telepathic whatever. So
Everybody
everyone
but Shade.
And now my healing bond is It's like 1 million.
It's stupid.
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I should have it written down
No,
somewhere.
that's okay. But you use your healing bond.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that with my turn. I'll tell you all what you get.
On top,
and I can't move.
On top of this space, Gibbs, you swirl the bottle around into your little Yosoki arms and you shake it mightily, and there is as the cork pops out, and many of you are sprayed with this garbage juice.
10d8.
10d8. That's stupid. All right, that is your turn, Gibbs. That brings us to Bubbles.
Bubbles is going to turn on his Wrathful Warrior.
Okay.
Because he is upset. He wants to go to the laundromat.
Yeah.
It's like these people.
Especially now.
Yeah. And he's all messed. Okay.
I'm still normal,
Yeah,
John.
use it. Alright.
Bubs is just like, you can see the trash come off of him with the bubble, because it's getting like all kind of like physical, and just like all of it just is like kind of shaking a bit.
Sure.
There's like all the flecks, like the flour and the trash juice. And Bubs is gonna do a triple attack against this guy.
Okay, yeah. You turn, and as you engage Wrathful Warrior, the banana peel just lifts off your ear, the straw comes out of your nose, the little elements of detritus just drift off you before falling to the ground, and you are clean once more.
That's a 9 plus 12. So 21.
That is a miss.
All right, close enough.
There you go. Wow, you turned on Wrathful Warrior at the right time. How much damage for close enough?
That would be
Just 1 million.
25 plus 5, 30.
30, very nice. Carl is looking hurt.
I thought Carl was gone.
It's new
Yeah, it's a
Carl.
Carl.
Oh, sorry, this isn't Carl, this is Marnie.
Marnie. Second attack.
Marnie's not looking great either.
That's a natural 20.
That's a
Nice.
natural 20.
Nice.
On the same person?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm going against them.
Yeah, go ahead, roll damage on that. Double the damage on the dice.
10, 15, 16, 16, 19, 23, 23 times 2 is 46 plus 20 is
66 points of damage. They had 8 health left.
66.
You
Plus
turn around.
Plus frenzy is 71.
You turn around, and you can see they're kind of like moving on their feet after that first blow. They're really hurt, and then you just slam them again. And this time, it is just a deafening strike. The echo almost as loud as the one of this like APC exploding in the background. The other tires like roll away from you in this moment. You can pull them right off the battlefield. They're dead. And then anything else, Bubbles?
Third attack, I'm going to attack him.
There you go.
That's a 12.
Plus,
12, 24.
that is a hit.
Okay.
Yeah, like indefinitely, but I'm gonna come out and help you. I swear.
That's a
don't have to.
9. That's a 9. So
I think there's a time limit on it.
18 plus 10 is
It's long,
28. 32. 32 plus 7 is 40. That 32 plus 7 is 39.
30.
Who's got some?
39 plus 20 is 59. Plus
That's
plus
phenomenal.
frenzy.
What's frenzy?
Plus 5, so
5.
64.
Instantly, this person, they were probably the healthiest of everybody on the battlefield. As you hit them this one time, you almost fold them in half. You feel something crack on the inside. Some of the arms protruding from the side fall away and just wither instantly. They're badly hurt, but they're still up.
How many arms does this one have?
Counting their 2 human arms?
Yeah.
8.
Bubs can like feel like the bubble like exhaust him, and he like falls to the ground, and he's like holding onto the ground. And that's it.
Okay, you fall to the ground, so do they. You guys are both like
Yeah.
real bad shape in terms of your energy levels.
kids.
He's just bleeding a lot more than you
No
are.
kids.
But that is your turn, Bubbles. That brings us to Spice. Spice, you are in the wall, and in this moment, your sensory abilities very limited. You don't see the way that you would normally see. It's almost like you can feel the vibrations, and that gives you bits of sight.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I think she's going to dip her fingers outside the wall just so she has a sense of direction,
Okay.
but only like her first 2 fingers.
Sure.
And then she's going to move 30 feet closer towards this guy because I phased in, and then I'm going to.
I don't know where your mini went.
I don't know where it either. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Come out behind this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easy.
I don't trust myself to do damage, so she's going to clap her hands together right behind him and cast Daze.
Nice.
Okay, phenomenal. What kind of save?
That. Oh, I haven't cast this spell in a good long time. I think it's a will, if I'm not.
If it is will, that is going to be a 22.
God, where are my spells? I haven't even used it in a long time.
Hephaestus,
Oh, here we go.
A digital tool set.
Stop it! We like our paper!
Mind throw.
We do like Hephaestus too, though. They're very nice.
Oh,
students.
here we
Thank
go.
you,
Yeah,
Hephaestus.
will save.
I build on a fest and then just print it all out.
What'd you say, 22?
The best of both worlds.
Yeah.
22.
You beat it.
All right. So
Damn it.
they are undazed by your ability, but they are startled as they say, "Deal with this person." They run away, and then they turn around, and you're right there in their face. Anything else, Spice?
Cinema Q from the ceiling is gonna go, ah shit, there's bomb! And then see, guy, and then they're gonna, Spice and Cinema Q are gonna lock eyes, and Spice just like nods really quickly, and then you see as just like an arc strike comes down and shoots this guy.
Okay.
Alright, so let's see. So it is going to be the command. Her nod, I'm going to flavor as the command.
Okay.
Actually, wait a second. It's a as a standard action. Blah 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 blah. Arc strike. Is it a save? Yeah, you actually make a reflex saving throw.
Okay. That is going to be a 25.
Oh yeah, no, you save it. Obviously, you save. Okay, Cinema Q doesn't do shit either.
No problem. You fire. You try to use daze. Neither effective in this moment, but there is so much chaos. There is certainly some impact on what they're going to do next. That is your turn, Spice. That does bring us to the top of the round. And because it is 8:30 and we do want to take a quick break, we're going to step away for
Break
just
for
a moment.
cake.
I want cake.
Break for cake
Yay.
to celebrate Kara's birthday.
Happy
Happy birthday,
I'm
Kara.
old now.
And we will be back. There's going to be a timer on your screen right over there, and we'll be back at the end of it. Thank you for sticking with us.
She wasn't old yesterday though.
And we're back. Thank you for sticking with us through the break if you did. If not, you're joining us for some Starfinder. We're going to be jumping into some combat in just a moment.
I
but
loot the bodies.
You loot
Oh,
the
just
bodies?
kidding.
Can't
They're
loot the
still
bodies
alive. They're
because
still alive. I
we've
root
still
through their
got
pockets.
some combat going on here. Okay. So,
It's just your turn.
as we loop into our initiative here,
We're back.
we are back. As we loop back into our initiative here, we are going to jump in right at the top of the round, but that will be challenging, as Echo is right at the top of the round.
Echo.
But when Echo is back, we will jump right back into our initiative. You can see at the moment the smoldering remains of the APC kind of exploded at the end of the street. Shade has chased one of these individuals out and into the actual street itself. The rest of you now fighting in the underpass here in the tunnel that leads to Curry Avenue. Echo, you can see a individual fighting with Bubbles in front of you. There is somebody fighting with Spice off and behind you to your left. What are you doing?
Echo screeches in frustration, and the sound, basically reverberates and kind of breaks and tweaks in their voice box.
Okay.
So that's the computer's check.
Go for it.
So that is going to be a 28.
It is like a dial-up modem, just
I was
hums to
about
life
to
behind,
say.
no problem. That absolutely succeeds.
Great.
Make your attack roll. Or try.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I need to do math. That's 32 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Roll all
Finally.
that damage.
Roll all the damage for the one singular hit point left with this guy.
This guy is like barely hanging on.
I just
He
want
is
to roll the dice.
barely leaning on this weapon. He is
So many
about to
ones.
pull it up. You shoot at Bubbles. Bubbles turns, the trash just floating away from him, radiating off the shell of this wrathful warrior. And there is about to be this epic showdown between the two. And then behind this person, Bubbles, you see Echo just rise up. And there is an electronic screech that makes both you and this person recoil forwards.
41 points of slashing damage, so that's 40 points more than necessary. And
And
we're
then
just going
you
to toss
see-
a bleed on it and make it bloody.
Already, like the sides were open and these spider legs were coming out. And then you see straight down the center, the entire chest splits open and Echo's arm just emerges and then withdraws through. That is the extra little bit of blood that spurts out onto the ground, and they are dead.
Just shake the tip of the blade.
Absolutely. Anything else, Echo?
The shrieking winds down from the old dial-up modem sound, and that's about it.
Okay, that is your turn. That brings us to Shade.
Cool. I'm right in front of this guy. Normal John still, right?
Sure.
Because we had the glamour, right?
Sure.
Normal John.
Just fast.
Just gotta make sure, I'm gonna full action attack this guy because he's flat-footed.
Okay.
So the first attack, that's gonna be a 32 because it's minus 4 plus 2 because of flat-footed. So yeah, 32.
32, that is a hit.
So that's gonna be first hit's gonna be 31 points of slashing damage.
Very nice. They're looking rough.
Second hit is a natural 1 for I think for what?
Well, it's going to be a miss.
16.
Certainly a miss. And with that natural
Or
1,
18, I guess.
this is right in the moment as they reach the Mars Transit Authority station doorways. On their next turn,
shit.
you can see like they're trying to book it in. And these are like the outside of like Central Square. It is just turnstiles. There's no people here. But they are looking to like hop over the turnstiles directly in front of them. And as you slash, your sword hits one of the turnstile arms and just reverberates right off. You lose it out of your hand.
I can't.
You can't. That's true.
It is my hand.
And your hand just like vibrates away, but you are unable to strike them, and they kind of skirt free. Is there anything else that you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my exocortex to amplified glitch this guy.
The guy?
Well, it's any nearby technological device, so I can target one creature per character level, no two of which can be more than 30 feet apart. It's my feet.
Yeah.
With a successful computer's check, all targets are shaken for 1 round, plus 1 for every.
Yeah, no problem.
So, make the computer's check. That's going to be 20. Sorry, not 20. 39.
And you're just doing it on the one creature, right?
Yes, just on
That
the
is a
one, yeah.
success. And so all of a sudden, as they plant their hand and leap over the turnstiles, the alarms begin to go off, indicating that they have not paid their fee, certainly like attracting attention, and that startles them for just a moment. They are flat-footed. Or they're shaking.
No, they are shaken for 1 round plus 1 additional round for every 5 by which my result exceeds the DC.
And what was the total?
39.
39. So for 10 rounds.
Okay. So they are shaken for 10 rounds.
Very nice. Okay, anything else, Shade?
That's it.
All right, that is your turn, Shade. That brings us to the Biomancers. Okay, well, we have 2 of our friends left over here. And Spice, you've now gotten a little bit more attention. They will plant the weapon and produce the tripod.
All right, Punisher, let's see it.
And Spice, first, you're taking 2 shots from this individual. You're taking 1 shot from this individual.
Nice.
That shot is going to be a 29 to hit.
Yep.
That is a
What is the punishment
strike
side?
from the Persuader.
So,
8, 9, 10, 11.
no, it's not. It's like,
It's
19 points of electric and fire damage as this
Okay.
Persuader ripples into you from behind. And then this person in front of you, the spider legs rear out. He is going to take 2 attacks against you.
okay.
The first one is going to be a 19 against your KAC.
Me.
The second one is going to be a 33 to
Hit.
hit. 33 is going to deal 11 points of electric and slashing damage.
Okay.
But that is all that they can do, and that brings us to Gibbs.
I'd like to be done, please.
Okay.
So I want to cast at probably 3rd level. Ectoplasmic Barrage, please.
Okay.
nice.
One's a nat 20, one's an 18.
Oh,
Wow.
Gibbs
All right,
wants to
Gibbs.
So go ahead and roll damage on
Yeah.
that.
Ari and Gibbs.
Yeah.
And this is both on the same guy, correct?
No, it's ectoplasmic, so it's two creatures within 30 feet of each other.
Within 30 or 15?
It's 30 for ectoplasmic barrage.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
that's
Yeah.
worse.
'Cause
Very
It's
nice.
hurl first disc has 15 feet.
That's true.
Yeah.
So both of those will hit.
Cool.
Roll damage on both.
7d6, because I'm doing it at 3rd level, like I said.
Uh-huh.
First one is, 26. Do I do 26 times 2 or do 2 and add them together?
26 times 2.
Great. So the first one is 52.
So that person back there, they set up the tripod, they fire at Spice, and Spice, as these shots go wide, there is suddenly like this overwhelming barrage of arcane energy that erases this person from behind that trash can.
I
then-
feel like Spice doesn't even see it. Spice is like, what?
And then the second guy gets 22 points of damage.
Gibbs.
Yes!
Yes!
Tell us how it
Nice,
happens.
Gibbs.
Kids done.
Gibbs.
So you're not the healer anymore. You're straight up DPS now.
Gibbs always been
Gibbs
good DPS.
finding a little impatient as to trying to having kept moving this car and angle it, and then now one of her friends is like gone, and like finding that at the tethers of her lifelink is like impatient to finish this so we can kind of catch up. So just sneezes annoyed, and out of her sneeze, the ectoplasmic barrage hits these 2 people. Super effective, is it?
Absolutely. And these 2 individuals just flattened. And all of a sudden, all of you find yourselves just with wreckage all around you. There was ringing in your ears from the explosion, but aside from Shade, the rest of you safe and in the ruins of this tunnel. Shade, for you, you cast that Amplify glitch on this individual. It startles them. They are shaken. Give me 1 second here.
It's more like all of the electronics in like a 30-foot
Yeah.
area just start going off around them.
But it certainly startles them. Da-da-da. but that does not decrease their movement speed in any meaningful way.
No,
And
they're
so
just
they
shaking.
hop the turnstiles and very shakily make their way down the escalator, kind of sliding down.
I get an opportunity attack? 'cause
Yes,
they're getting
absolutely.
outrange?
Come on, big money, big money, big money.
That's gonna be a 33.
That will hit.
Get in, losers. We're going shopping.
Yes,
That's
girl.
from Mean
That's
Girls.
gonna be another
You guys know that?
Obviously.
Alright.
27
Duh.
slashing.
Obviously.
27 slashing damage?
Yeah.
Shade. Tell us how it happens.
Nice.
Bring it on.
So this guy's like trying to scramble away and just don't let him. Just come up behind him and like on top with the dagger. hand,
So no
the
problem.
sword
You
hand.
jab down from the other side of the turnstile, you on the outside of the station, them on the inside, and through the turnstile, through this gap, you can see the lights in their eyes go out. And in this moment, you are standing outside of the MTA station, Curie Avenue. Across the street is the Ember Avenue Liquors, and you can see there is people like inside. And in fact, you can see the person behind the counter kind of turning to look. Are you doing anything to mitigate the fact that you are about to be observed murdering somebody?
I am not close enough. Do not look at me.
I mean, it's T-Town.
You're on your
I think,
What you doing?
hang on, I gotta check to see which.
I gotta check to see my bluff diplomacy not kill somebody.
Disguise? Isn't disguise a skill here?
Yeah.
It is.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna. Do I basically have like a turn to
Yeah.
do? Okay. Full action dash away.
Okay, where are you dashing? Back to the tunnel?
Back to the.
Okay, you turn around, you book it. Make a stealth check. And this stealth check is benefiting from a +8 conditional modifier. Hard to see what's not there.
Nice. That's good. See, we did switch. You were right. That's
Frosting on your eyelid. You do. It's
that's
tasty.
35.
35. With a 35, you slink into the shadows, kind of. Sorry, went to much more intense music. There we go. You slink into the shadows using the same movements and patterns that you've seen Echo use, kind of bleeding into the darkness and making your way along the elements of a fence that is outside the Blue Rat apartment building and back and into this tunnel, which is like smoking. People are markedly like not approaching the space. And so you have at least a little bit before perhaps other people respond. For all of you now, you find yourself within this space. What are you doing?
Bub is like back against the wall and he's like breathing heavily and he's trying to. And he's like just trying to catch his breath.
We do not have time for that.
We need to get moving now.
Yeah.
Reinforcements will come.
Where were you?
There was one that tried to get away.
Yeah, well, Spice
People will
like
find these bodies.
steps over the dead body and like dusts off her hand. She's like, let's get back in the car now.
All right, everyone get in.
We should.
Yes,
perhaps
great
see about-
driving. That was very
I can
cool.
reach
We
the
need
pedals.
to move.
I get in the driver's seat.
We should perhaps see about a different disguise, so this car is not witnessed.
Does the glamour have
getting in.
options?
It doesn't have options like preset options, but you can certainly tune it.
Nice. I'm gonna tune it. I want to make it like a
Brown Rolls Royce.
brown Rolls Royce. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Maybe not. I don't know. That was the first thing that came to my head.
I was going with baby blue limo, but I like yours
both
better.
equally flashy.
We're not trying to be classy.
I
though.
know.
So
That's why I
for
regret
me, Gibbs, I will say make a disguise check.
Nice.
And you're not getting any kind of like bonus or proficiency with this because this is a little outside
Yeah, but I
of your
got hella
tool set.
ranks.
Echo is like guiding through like the decision making process
Okay.
of like what is a neutral car.
Okay. Take a +2 conditional modifier.
Nice. I rolled a 19 on the dice.
Nice.
Plus 12.
Very nice.
No, that was including the plus 2. Is
31.
31. And I take Echo's feedback, so we end up with a neutral car that's not a brown Rolls Royce.
Oh no, of course.
Rolls Royce hasn't existed for something like 200 years.
Okay.
And so Honda also does not exist. Weirdly enough, Toyota does, but neither here nor there, and not a
Harbinger,
sponsor.
a Harbinger Accorda.
This is a Maxim Tech is really the brand that you would
Maxim
want to go for. Something junky, not that will stand out. People who drive more like Harbinger or Jacinto style cars are probably a little bit better off here.
Maxim Tech.
Maxim Tech is
Dependable.
affordable.
Affordable.
Maxim Tech is
It will
affordable.
get
You
you
actually all have probably the nicest product that Maxim Tech has ever put out, the Stargazer shuttle.
Not anymore.
And that was like top of the line. It goes really slow and it's really fragile. So
Well, it's gone.
neither here nor there. You disguise it as a brown Maxim Tech sort of four-door sedan, and you make your way along, driving out of this wreckage. As you approach Curie Avenue,
Using all of my turn signals and all of my traffic.
that
What
is
is that?
the rough neighborhood around your spot. You can see the junkyard that Shade had kind of run past, just the corner of it there. It's much longer. It's quite a substantial space. Gibbs, you're even with the windows up. You smell barbecue. And you can see like there's a huge crowd of people all looking around the window, like trying to see things.
I'm so sad. I thought you were saying Blue Rat Apartment.
No, Blue Rad Apartments.
Stellar
You
neighborhood sun.
and
That's awesome.
interestingly enough, there is nothing blue about it. All of this is just stainless steel. There was at one point like purple paint across this, but you see most of it faded. There's still bits of it on hanging banners off the sides.
fried chicken, please. I'm gonna get so fat.
You can see all these different things that are kind of laid out in front of you. You see the junkyard with these huge heaps of rusting metal. You see Ember Avenue Liquor, where a man with a large kind of crooked nose is currently looking out the window as well, across the street at the MTA station, looking for something perhaps, but not seeing anything. They turn back to stocking cigars into this little humidor.
That guy's like here.
You see across the street a little bit closer as you drive up to the neighborhood Suds, the place that you all know to be your laundromat. It's empty, but you do see like running machines. Across the street, there's a comic book stop, Martian Comics. You can see there is all kinds of like, you see posters on the outside, the Friends of Heroism, which is a super group from Wowzer Comics. You see Dr. Quarks, you see Attack of the Swarm, Dawn of the Machines, like all the big comic lines are here. And I would say, Spice, you clock that this is a certified dual zone for Laser Monster Card Arena.
Yes!
And you can see at the moment they are advertising like a number of different kinds of expansions. In fact, they have the most recent expansion. I did a deep dive on Laser Monster
You
Card
want to
Arena.
know
Oh my
why
god,
Spice
is it
stole all of
Prismatic Evolution?
Bubbles'
It's not.
money?
So not only do they have the 2250 core set and the Data Arcanum what's it called? Booster set. Just recently out, available not in every store yet, is the Infernal Starlight is the next set, and that is now out. They also have 2049 core. They have the 8 Planets of the Pact expansion. They have the Pact War expansion as well. But all these things, and they sell rare singles also. You see
know who's
the
got some
family
rare
barbecue.
singles?
This
Mosaic
really,
T5.
this really pulls at your attention. The family barbecue buffet Gibbs loudly and brightly proclaimed to be all you can eat. There is
I can't
beer
wait to
and
test
soda
that.
fountains that are in this spot, and you can see the people that are on the little like picture on the inside. This is run by a massive family of Yosoki. Massive, not in number. There are about 3 of them on the photo. They are each fucking units. They are gigantic for Yosoki. You can see like big cheeks, big rotund, pleasant tan Yosokis, big mops of longer fur on their heads, and you can see one of them, and they are actually the one that you can see currently behind the counter is wearing a tuxedo t-shirt. But yeah, you can see that certainly. There's a fire station on the
I
street
literally
as
put a heart
well.
on them.
You see the Curie Avenue luxury condos. At one point, maybe luxurious, but now you see bullet holes in the front. Looks about the same as everything else. Down the street, as you like pull over to park, yeah.
Is anything happening with the fire station at all? Because we just made a big fire.
No, very much so.
Really?
You don't see a single thing.
Well, because the whole
Can we do a
area
few
is
laps
under
around the
control
block
of
so we
the-
aren't like
I know.
Yeah, I want to like we're like surveying this. I don't want to park yet because we just like blew shit up and someone died. So like I'm gonna take a bunch of laps.
I feel like that's more suspicious.
It looks like we're gonna try
That's
At the
what we
moment,
thought we did.
you guys are the only car
Yeah.
on the road.
We need
park.
to not be moving.
Gibbs, make a
the
sense motive
most
check.
suspicious thing is to be the only car driving around. This place has been
Echo
under
would
control.
help like, kind of navigate through the
This is
streets.
how you
29.
parallel
Looking
park.
for like a side place to
Yeah,
pull off,
side
to,
place.
like,
Not like our home.
to like change to the jalopy so then we can park in front.
Okay. So,
Like we switch cars.
yeah. You go to find an alleyway, and there is an alley right here that you can duck into.
We should change to a washing machine company logo.
But the jalopy's been out before because
Yeah,
Carthar's been like
from
parking
there.
in front. So we just look stout.
Our customers are gonna be so.
You pull down to where there is the Boozy Sunset Cantina. It's a really narrow building with a front dining area that you pass by. You can see it is crowded with people at about 10 o'clock at night. The walls are painted in ombre of like dark oranges and purples and blues to look like a tropical sunset.
As we went by, did anyone seem to have noticed the dead body at the train station or the T station?
At the moment, nobody has gone in since you have
Okay.
executed that deed.
Okay, cool. All right.
And so far, nobody seems to be reacting. There are people who are looking nervous. And I would say with your sense motive check, Gibbs, you get the sense there's no cars in the street. There are cars parked here. People use vehicles. When your combat began, people probably sensed that something was up. This is a place that is held by mutants, this kind of gang. And they probably are kind of laying low at the moment. You would probably benefit from doing something similar.
Alright, then I switch to the jalopy and then quietly park next to our spot
Okay.
and lay low.
Loud. Okay. So you switch to the jalopy after finding a place that is a little bit away, kind of behind the cantina, where there is an alleyway and then eventually a public parking lot. You switch over to a little bit more of a nondescript vehicle.
And I do my K-turn, get out there.
Okay. You're getting pretty good at it. I mean, this
I'm a
car,
good pilot.
no matter how it looks, it pilots the same.
Yeah.
So, this is consistent for you.
Make sure to go parallel with the curb.
I'm fine. I hit the curb.
As you say, I'm fine, you turn to look at Shade, and that causes you to just jank into
Yeah.
the curb a little bit, but no problem. You
I
pull
need to
over.
make some
It was on
repairs
purpose.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, clean the blood out the grill.
Underneath the damage that has been done to this sort of like vehicle, underneath the glamour projector, there is a substantial amount of like denting. And
It actually didn't
more.
take too much for getting hit by a fucking tank.
No, but
so...
it's
Hit by a tank.
it's visible.
Yeah.
It's notably
Yeah.
like
hit by a tank.
it's dented. Like you
Yeah.
can see the damage.
Oh yeah,
She's got some cosmetic
Yeah.
issues.
So you're gonna want to
It'll
buff
buff
that
out.
out for sure.
It'll
Yeah,
buff
you just,
out.
like-
It'll buff right out.
Alright.
But
That's
you make
character.
your way out, and if you want, you can make your way into
Yes.
the galaxy sides.
Finally home sweet home.
Stellar
Laundromat
neighborhood.
Right. Everyone, take your clothes off. First wash in the new place.
So you make
hi
your
to the
way in.
neighbors.
Bubbles, for you
Captain's
especially,
orders.
having just been in the garbage, this is fantastic.
Oh my God, guys!
You open the door, and there is the smell. You don't smell, but the feeling. You can't mistake
the
this feeling.
chemicals.
In the same way that people smell like lavender or fresh laundry, you feel certain like sensations that remind you of what other people call smell. And you know squeaky clean when you smell it.
Oh my
You can
God!
feel that in the air.
Bubs is gonna run up to the first machine in front of him.
Starts crying.
Guys, look it! They got a Speed Queen. These are so good. It's a Speed Queen 800, and it's got the dual lint trap in the washer and in the dryer. So like, if you get extra lint, it filters it out. And it's also got a steam function, guys. It's got a steam function. We can steam our clothes.
At that moment, there is as like the washing machine closest to Bubbles opens up, and this is one of the ones that was running, and there is a wet as a tentacle makes its way out, and you see this squid-like entity. You haven't really seen a creature like this before. It looks very much just like an octopus out of water until like the eyes kind of come into focus. They have regular humanoid eyes in the front.
Ugh.
And then these two very skinny legs, like very chicken-like feet, kind of carry them up, and they stand upright, and the eyes like swirling around. And they shake their head. All the tentacles just make water go across all of you, just spreading across this space. And he says, "Oh, it's a great spin cycle too. Oh, sorry." And he just makes his way out.
That
Oh,
okay.
Okay, guys. So,
Wait, can I spread out the rest of the machines? How many of these are being used as bathtubs and how many are being used for clothes?
0 other ones being used as bathtubs.
Okay.
You see there are 2 machines running with clothes in them right now.
Okay, guys. We had to put like a rule on the sign, saying that the first rule, none of that.
No.
Why?
He's a
paid
paid for
customer.
it, yeah.
Yeah, but Gibbs, like, he probably contaminated like a bunch of like clothes.
You,
was no
you just
clothes
told me
in
all about
there.
this lint trap thing.
Yeah, but there's no like octopus trap.
So what?
How
If you
clean
clean
is
the
ink?
clean machine,
How clean would this whole process be if it was being used in such a manner?
Echo looks inside the octopus.
So all of you like think about this, but Echo takes action. Echo uses their eyes to observe, and in doing so, you can see not terribly clean. There are like little bits of like pink. It almost looks like pond scum that is like now settling into the bottom of the machine as like the water fades away. It's a little dirty now that this person has been inside of it.
Is there a clean function?
There is a clean function. There's a sanitization function, in fact. Okay, you press that, the door locks, and you can see like the numbers kind of change, very much like your drift countdown, and then it just reads 4 hours. This is like a pretty soiled machine. You can see the lint trap visible from when you open the door on the inside, because this is the washer, and for some reason it has a lint trap. Just clogged.
No
with, like,
washers have lint traps now.
there you go.
They do.
Clogged
It's a
with
new
pink,
function.
just goo
It
or
does.
some kind of a substance, maybe a mucus, but that will take
Ooh,
some
I'll
time.
take that.
I know.
oh gross.
It's not going to be new. in-
Oh my
Right to the
God,
bottom.
guys, Kara, Echo. I'm just so excited.
Really good disguise.
Guys, it just listen. You can these models have like a nice little like tone when you press it. Listen, you can hear it. Oh, is that so cool? Oh my God, it's like so customizable and like, oh my God.
It was just Gibbs crouching behind the washing machine.
No, that was canon. And that's the side of things.
Phenomenal.
Oh, guys, okay, we gotta like order like a bunch of different kinds of soaps. We gotta have like all the soaps. We gotta have squeaky clean soap. We gotta have mean green. We gotta have fresh and daisy. We gotta.
Ooh, Meat Puck makes one. It's novelty.
I don't think our like clientele is gonna be like, you know, like
There's
the novelty.
huge Yusokis that live a block away. If I want it, somebody else wants it.
Maybe we could table that for now. But
Bubbles.
yeah. Are you excited too, Shade?
Perhaps you should be the laundromat manager.
Oh my God, Shade, you really mean it?
Who had that for their Starfinder bingo card?
I didn't, which I'm shocked by. I
It would
should have.
An adequate cover for you.
Oh my God, Shade, I promise I won't let you down, okay? I'm going to make this laundromat,
There's
like...
no possible way that you could let
And Bubbles, for what it's worth, as the manager, you can see past these 2 rows of machines and the central bench and the machines. There's like a machine on either end of the bench. There is a door at the back, and on the door, a little gold plaque, and it says manager. There's like a manager's office.
It's your cockpit.
There is
You're the
another
captain
door.
now.
Oh, yeah, kind of. There is another door off and to the right, and you can see that is marked stairs and then private entry. And you would imagine that is the way to the apartment that you all have.
Guys, I wanna like really take this in, but like honestly, I wanna be like even more happy when I see this again. So like I'm just gonna like close my eyes. Let's just go into the apartments, and then when I see it again, I'll be like happy again because it's like I'm not used to it. So I'm not gonna. And Bubba's gonna
Shade
put his
needs
hands
to
like this on his eyes and just walk forward.
Okay. So you put your hands
But
like
he's like
this.
kind of peeking. He's like doing a little peek.
Yeah, these are great machines. Every
Echo
single
takes
one
one
of
of
them.
the like strips of fabric from like the bloody battle they just had and like ties it over Bubbles' eyes.
Okay.
There you go.
Where are you going?
Go
Upstairs.
upstairs, yeah.
Okay. So you open the door. There is stairs that go up. There are stairs that go down, and then there is a door off to the right. This would go into what looks like almost a garage that's attached to this building. And so you imagine not big enough for a car, but at least storage.
I go down the stairs. Down. What's down real quick? I
You
just
walk
peek.
down the
Oh my god,
stairs.
more laundry. Please.
You walk
More laundry
downstairs,
machines.
and sure enough, about half of the space, it is a space roughly like this size,
Yeah.
maybe like 20 feet long, maybe 10 feet wide. And you can see that there is boxes of squeaky clean detergent. Boxes. This must be, I don't know, 80 pounds of detergent that is just kind of stacked here.
Yeah.
You can see there are towels, there are other things that are kind of like laundromat adjacent accoutrements. But then there's another half where there is a mesh cage
Yeah.
that has a lock on it. There's nothing in there, but could serve as an armory or something like that. Aside from that, just kind of space down here.
Gibbs is gonna run up the stairs. It's just mostly storage and laundry stuff, but there's a prison downstairs too. Nothing's in it yet, but we could solve that. Great, see you guys upstairs.
You make your way upstairs. You go to open the door. There is a handle, but there is no lock. There's nothing that you can really interface with directly. What are you doing?
It's just a flat push door?
No, there's a knob, but there's no keyhole. And when you try it, it is kind of closed.
Does it have a fingerprinty?
Gives you your handprints over there. Nothing seems to
Do
happen.
I see Gibbs struggling with the door?
Yeah.
Is it a simple door fix with what's going on with this door? Is it just why is Gibbs having
Make
trouble
a
with
sense
this door?
motive check.
No, what mechanically?
There's
what
Make
no-
an engineering
door?
check.
The knob's not turning. I don't have a keyhole. Oh, maybe it needs a magic one.
Natural 20.
The director
Nice.
sent us.
With a natural 20, looks can certainly be deceiving. This looks like a regular
47.
door, but it is not. This is highly secure and this is computerized. And if any of you were to have brought in your Mosaic ID badge, which
I
almost certainly
obviously did.
you did, fantastic.
Always. It's
You imagine
have one of those?
your ID badge will get you straight through this door.
cool.
If you take out the card and you tap the knob,
It's
you
probably in
hear.
my hand.
You tap your hand and the door unlocks. You watch as Shay just opens the door. And the door just swings open and you can see on the inside. It's not luxurious by any sense of the imagination. You guys, when you were in Aura's Bay, really nice accommodations. This is a little bit simpler. You can see very simple threadbare couch. There is a TV directly in front of it. It's been left on. The weather is on. You can see toxic storms for the whole week. It is just toxic storms. And you get the sense that
Weatherman's easiest job ever.
if they were to go to the monk view, very similar.
Guys, if there's not enough beds, I could sleep downstairs.
There
In what?
There are
In the
two,
prison?
there are 2 bedrooms. In the 2 bedrooms, there are a pair of bunk beds and then 2 single beds in one of the rooms. So very much like a parent and child situation. There is a single bathroom, and then you can see. One second here. Let me pull up my thing.
We are certainly over capacity.
It's gonna be crowded.
Poop in the.
Are you ready to
Well,
say? I was ready to say, don't you dare! Or sorry, maybe on my finger. I was
Joe
like,
said the
no, I
president
know
that
what
you
you're
could do
thinking.
it.
On the table, you do see a little data slate, and there's a note attached to it that just reads, "Welcome home" from Cortor.
Nice.
You press the little button. The button opens up a map, and this is not just a map of your neighborhood. This is a map of T-Town, and you can see there are 3 little points that are indicated on it. They glow in a way that tells you that touching any one of them will give you more information. Gibbs, you tap the first one.
Cool.
This on the map is beneath a bridge. And as you tap it, it kind of zooms in and you see a little bit of a low resolution picture. You see a huge floodgate. You see there is a constructed junk dam that impedes the flow of the junk here, of the sludge here. And you don't see anybody guarding it in this picture, but you get the sense that there probably are. Make a perception check as you look at this.
Sure. 27.
With a 27 on the periphery up and above this floodgate, you get the sense that there is some source of light, though you can't see it in the picture. And all at once, you sense that there's probably drones or some other kind of overhead surveillance in this area. But that is what you can tell.
I share that information.
Sure, no
Which
problem.
area was that?
The junk dam.
It is beneath a bridge. There is a dam that has been built out of junk, and it blocks a floodgate that would otherwise allow the sort of toxic sludge here to flow freely.
Next light, please.
Okay. You tap this, and you see a substantial junk and concrete bridge that has been built to cross a canal. In the distance, you see a sign, and you can just make out Dippin' Diane's Fish Sando Shack. That seems to be on the far side across the bridge, and the bridge itself has had all kinds of vehicles and things sunk on either side to again create a dam.
Anything special about this photo, like surveillance or?
With that previous perception check, Dippin' Diane's is the only thing that you could see.
Cool. Next light.
The third point, this brings up a slightly higher resolution photo. And if the other two were dams, this is like an entire facility. This is a little bit more complex, and you see in this photo, there are people who look not dissimilar to the people that you just fought, who seem to be kind of walking underneath what is a huge sewage grinder, perhaps. You see multiple different gears that each are almost cone-shaped and grind at like offset angles to just destroy anything that were to pass through them. It actually resembles in many ways the universal grinder that all of you have kind of witnessed on several occasions. You can see within that there is a massive fan at the center that would normally be used to grind the ooze and refuse down into that device, but that has stalled, and you can see the kind of sludge has risen above the fan blades themselves. There is a number of access points to this. You can see like catwalks and things that go around the exterior of this. And with your perception check, that's all you see.
So these are the 3 points that the director is telling us about that Mosaic Team 2 did.
These are the areas that are currently.
So one's held by the Edict of Junk, which is the waste treatment plant, which I think...
So
the
these
last
are all within T-Town.
Oh,
And
these are different?
you get the sense that
Yeah,
to
these are
unblock
not-
T-Town, which is one of the 3 things that you
One
need
of
to
the
do,
three.
Wait, there's 3
these
things?
are the 3
Yeah.
points that need to become clear.
Yeah. So we need to go do these 3
So this
things
is the
in
guy-
here to clear out
Yeah.
T-Town to then go and do the other 2 parts
that's
of.
Yeah. The refinery is also in
yeah.
Upper Sprawl, so we're not
Right.
in. That's not
That's
even
not
T-Tab.
until later.
But Joe? I have a question. So the pumps are in Lower Sprawl, and I'm guessing the radiant spike, since it's next to the Lower Sprawl, that's what we're also seeing in one of the pictures. Or?
So the radium spite is sunken low beneath the rest of the city in a
Radium
caved-in
spite.
section of the Martian crater that at one point was called Angel's Slide, but now is called the Radium Spite. This is a place where rivers of sludge run, and T-Town, where you are right now, is the upper and safest part of the
above
Radium
that,
Spite.
yeah.
So this is
Yeah,
like the
okay.
best.
Yeah, I knew it was next to it.
This is like at the head of the sludge river.
Now, at the very bottom, beneath this district, lower down on the crater, there is an area called the Lower Sprawl. And in the deepest, most sort of
That's where the super bad mutants are.
the worst part of the worst place of the sprawl is the place called Crowdite. And Crowdite is where this pump would be. Somewhere either within Crowdite or the industrial sprawl.
That's the place where the worst of the mutants are.
Gibbs, may I see those photos?
Yeah, sure. Slide the iPad.
Can I download those?
Sure.
Echo wants to look at them and look at any people in the photos. So you said one is a facility that looks kind of like it's manned by the biomancers. And then the other 2 are more like dams. Echo just wants to look and see what the people are doing and if they might be like a group in any way or if they're just bystanders.
Yeah. I would say for that, make a sense motive check.
Oh,
I'd love to hear that.
yeah. I mean, if we roll on that one here, it's not so bad, but a 23?
Those are other places.
Well, with a natural one.
No,
you
I
look
did
at-
roll a natural one.
Okay.
I rolled a 5 on
Okay,
the die.
okay. So 23 total. You look at this picture and you see these people, and they all look a little different. There's no uniform that they're wearing. It's hard to tell if they're unified in the task or maybe just happen to be in the same place. Hard to tell.
Do we recognize any of them from the people we killed?
With those checks, no.
No.
Do I recognize any of them?
Make a sense. I would say
Or any of the locations?
make a perception check. You download these photos. You glance through them a little bit closer.
That's pretty good. That's perception. 37.
I would say you don't recognize anybody from your immediate kind of history with the people in this tunnel. You do note there is one person who is a little bit interesting versus the others. They all look humanoid at first with these kind of beastal sort of like adaptations. with one exception. At first, you think it's just a tall person who has this rat-like nose and these kind of like whiskers. And then you recognize this isn't a human who has grown large. And Shade, you can't help but feel like you've seen this person before. And then all at once, you recognize Chesterfield.
It's Chesterfield!
And while they do seem to be a little bit more human than you last saw them, for Yosoki, that's biomancy.
Look here.
But what is he doing here?
It's all connected.
Who is that?
He must have.
Chesterfield Freshie.
If the guy's mutagen was in my junkyard on Petrus 4 for me to find this bottle and get my magical powers from it, maybe it's what's made him kind of a beefcake like Bubs' siblings.
Chesterfield Freshie was working with a scientist associated with Maldros.
Aklama.
Aklama Freshie.
Ah,
But maybe this
They're-
is the consequences of that.
Ostensibly involved in the recycling project.
Does
The
this-
environmental.
Chesterfield became Bubbles?
Chesterfield has been augmented by some sort of mutations.
Like Bubbles?
Kind of. I mean, that's just a theory, but
Could that theoretically be based on the picture that
Sure.
like it's a result of him?
well, because
having
I remember
taken-
him when he was
right,
wee-
and
wee
he had
rat.
we fought
been
him.
more
Right.
buff the last
So, like,
time,
prior
too.
to the
You
campaign,
gotta
Gibbs
Gibbs
knew
knew
him
him.
as
Right.
like a straight up
As
Yosoki.
regular ass, yeah.
When you all met him for the first
He
time,
was candy
Sans
man
as
Echo,
fuck.
he was a very big Yosoki.
Yeah.
And
Now
he's
like a
hulking
human with Yosoki characteristics.
Mm.
The
out. So,
it's kind of gross.
Does this mean that
I was going to say, I was under the impression that Chesterfield was a Yosoki, and now I must say that is an ugly Yosoki.
Yeah.
what I don't understand though is if Chesterfield was working with Ventripede, does that mean Ventripede, whatever they're doing with like, the junk circle and all that stuff, does that mean they know about the guy mutagen here at Mars?
it was almost a certainty at this point.
Well, Chesterfield wanted my bottle, but that was when I was under the impression you couldn't separate us.
Make a sense motive check, Gibbs.
Didn't you? 11 plus. My sense most high.
Yeah.
1 second. 30.
Brain blast.
Okay. Gibbs, you think about that, and sure enough, you remember that Chesterfield wanted your bottle, and he was going to take it. That was a part of his plan, and then bottles showed up, and the entirety of the geopolitical landscape of Junk Falls changed, and there wasn't really a place for Chesterfield anymore. Chesterfield couldn't serve as the government figurehead with this kind of swell of support with Junk Falls will always be junk. That was kind of a lost battle. And even when you knew him as a Yosoki, Chesterfield was never the kind of person to just take losing and write that off. You get the sense that Chesterfield came here not to work for Entropy. Chesterfield may have been fired. They are looking to find some way to get back at the person that caused all of that.
Uh-oh.
Vengeance.
Maybe we can spin it so that it's
Malice.
You get the sense that
Great.
Chesterfield is in their own stage of coping.
Yeah.
Damn.
I share that. I mean, I guess I was a little more scared of them back when I met them on Petrus, but I feel better now that my family is safe. Like, maybe that's questionable, but
Also, we have faced uglier things. Not many, but some.
Stop calling Bubbles ugly.
That is not Bubbles.
Guys, can we stop referring to me as like, these things? I'm different. I'm Bubbles. I'm not. Never mind.
I did not refer to you as these things.
there is something odd that when a Yosoki is doing this, it makes them more humanoid, and I don't know. When it seems like when a human does it, it just makes you like a better human.
The capabilities of Gaia's mutagen are very complex.
And-
It can have multiple uses.
And when
The
they
director itself is using it for large terraforming operations.
and guys, I think when Maljoss and Jay Bernard were operating on SRG2 and making us do all these things, I think they did it and introduced us to it at a crucial stage at our birth, and we kind of grew with it, and they kind of like did it in a way that we adapted to it, we became it. These things, whatever they are, it's not the same. It's wrong in a way that's less personable, purposeful, but it's still wrong.
Bubbles, as you're thinking about these things, you can feel a familiar warmth as a little bit of blood begins to trickle down your nose.
I think what makes this sadder is that Chesterfield consented to this. This is what Chesterfield wanted. You never had a choice, Bubbles. But I guess we can see the lengths people will go for power.
Indeed, there is a difference.
Well, let's do that one last. Maybe we can
Which
look.
one
There's
was
other
that?
junk. There's two
That
other
was the one in
places.
Tucson.
That's the
So
all
there's
three of
all
them are
three of
in
those
T-
things are in
oh.
T10. I don't blame you. I made this confusing, I realized retrospectively,
It's
by
the
giving you
3
3 points and 3.
and three.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my fault. So there are
all
3 dams that are all needed, or
No,
I would say you don't know for sure that you need to clear all of them, but there are 3 dams that are existing within T-Town. One of them beneath a bridge, one that is blocking off something that is called the Glowing Canal.
Is that the one beneath the bridge?
No,
the
that
large
is the
junk
third
one.
construct
With
one.
the
Dipping
fish
Diane's is
store.
Dipping Diane's is the Glowing Canal.
Glowing Canal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the third one is much larger.
The universal grinder.
The site is actually
That's the
directly beneath on the map a place that is called, it is a residential building called the Palace of Orus.
Oh.
And that you can kind of take to mean whatever you want.
I thought there was the androids that are fighting.
The androids that you're
That's where
talking
the
about,
androids are.
the Edict of Junk. The Edict of Junk exists, I believe, on the upper sprawl. They have taken over something called the United Solari Republic Hazardous Waste Treatment Facility
Yeah.
number 27.
But that's not marked on this map.
That's what I'm
Correct.
saying.
It's
No.
not
That's what
marked
I'm,
on this
that's
map.
what I'm
No.
saying. Okay.
Yeah. So we have one quest in the Radium Spite, and that's got 3 subquests. These 3.
Within T-Town,
Yeah,
there are
yeah.
3 locations that
Where
we
we have a
need
block.
to clear the blockages within the.
And then when we go,
So that's
when
only
we-
one of the different
Right.
One of the
missions.
objectives.
And then-
after
Yes.
we've
after
cleared
we've
the
done it, we have 2
blockages,
more.
Yes.
then we need to go to the refinery as well as
Pipe to pump.
Are you winking?
Pump needs to be
Because
activated.
I
for
lost
your-
my contact.
I was like, are we cosplaying?
Really
Are we
focusing.
LARPing?
Yeah, so what I think is we don't have to just
I was
pull out
wondering.
the other 2 sub big objectives. We could make deals.
on the
too.
wrong side.
Yeah. I mean, this one seems more like clear 'em and go.
Yeah, this one seems like clear.
And also, there's no way diplomacy is not going to work on this last facility.
Yeah.
And
At this moment, you, I would say, Spice, get a message from Mesra on your communicator.
Well, Mimic U's probably
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, he's like,
hey,
Mom.
you got a message.
So it just comes up automatically,
Yeah.
and so Mesra's face is just there.
Not Mesra's face, it's
Oh,
just
whatever.
a text message.
Okay.
And it just reads, "Where are you?"
Oh, we're in T-Town. Where are you?
find the Stellar Neighborhood Suds.
You see, they send just an ellipses, just ... and then the spaceport.
I thought she was with us.
But
I asked.
there's like the ... then it goes away, then the ... then it goes
Doesn't
away,
she
and
live
then
here?
the ... and then
See, other
Address?
people do that
Question
strategy
mark?
too.
Echo.
She'll share it.
Echo would because I can go and pick her up.
We have a car.
Shared.
Well, but that bridge, getting in and out, we don't know when they're gonna close it down. I did a lot
I
of
also feel like
structural
Mesra,
damage.
if Mesra
Are there other
from
ways in
here,
and
And you just get a thumbs up.
You could
from
do the
Mesra
MTA station.
Yeah.
as a response to that.
Yeah,
She's
Mesra,
like-
Agro has a good point. I mean, Spice has a good point.
And
um, yeah, she'll say above the laundromat.
okay, no problem. You get that thumbs up. You imagine Mesra will make their way here eventually.
Okay.
So did we just leave Soka
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think...
Apparently.
without saying goodbye?
Apparently.
I mean, he's still...
I thought he was with
He
us.
can do whatever he wants.
Where, at what point did we leave? Whatever, I don't
He
really care.
can't really because you need like money and like an identification.
Yeah, but he's got
like
I
a
thought-
bathroom.
I
He'll
thought that
start
when
off with a
we
quarter
left,
that he stole from a
they
fountain.
came with
It's-
us
it's-
when we left because we were gonna have to go through customs with all of them, and then we got stopped by the commander, and then they let us through because we had our mark.
I
So
feel
I
like
thought they
I
came
thought
with
Hisoka
us.
was sulking on the ship though.
Hisoka never came off the
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah.
Hisoka never
Oh,
left, but
But
I remember
Mesra
Mesra
was,
helped
I
us.
thought.
Mesra helped you get through.
Yeah.
I'm
Right,
cool with
but I
Hisoka.
thought she then
Yeah.
was
Chilling.
coming with us because I thought
No, she
I
was
had
like
asked.
talking with these people. She was like buying you guys time. You left. You got in the car. You left. And then like probably like 30 minutes went by where she went and did other things and then was like, cool. So where's my ride? Where's my ride?
I
And then
didn't
texted
realize.
Spice and was like, dope. They left me.
And Echo offered to go pick them up.
She doesn't know that. And
Spice will
Spice has
say that.
formed a strong enough relationship with her that she's still going to make her way over to rejoin all of you, but it will take a little bit of time. It is about 10:30 at night. And so the street's a little bit darker.
Echo offers.
Yeah. Spice will be like, oh, Echo has a car. We can come get you. You want to ride, hun?
looking forward to when Mesra meets Megan Mari.
Oh my god, I can't wait. The four best friends.
So yeah, she'll take the ride if you're going to offer a ride.
Echo will go get them.
Echo, you get in the fake jalopy. You drive. You take a different tunnel. Sensing
Oh,
that
nice.
maybe taking the it's called the silver tunnel.
The no longer existing tunnel.
Probably not the best idea after having mostly destroyed it.
Cool.
And so it takes a little bit longer. For you, it's an eternity, but you make your way back,
So slow.
and then you drive Mesra back to the space. As you begin to drive away from the spaceport, Mesra's waiting out front, very impatient looking. She's wearing a Bobby Lee Space Center t-shirt, has gotten some merch, but gets in the vehicle, and because it is 9:30, and a great place for all of us to stop, here at about 11 o'clock at night, this is where we're going to end our session.
Yay.
So for all of you, you survived this encounter in the tunnels. You managed to not cause a war to break out in the middle of T-Town, which was absolutely a possibility. And getting that person to head off from the train station also really helpful for you guys. So fantastic all around.
Nice job.
We are going to be back next week. And so if you can't wait that long, you can join us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a little bit of D&D with Courts of Everest. But whatever you do, please stay safe. It is wild out there. We'll see you next week.
See you,
See
space
you,
boyfriend.
boys.